Hello everyone! We are back once again with more Ace Attorney investigations. We're on the fourth case, so the thing looks like this right now. And hopefully today we'll beat the fourth case. I don't know about you, but I'm excited. I'm ready. It's gonna be great. Let's do this. I believe Lotta was gonna say something, but I kind of interrupted her thing. Sorry, Lotta. Not really. So, the ringleader's the killer, right? I gotta get my country accent voice back. Hey, J-Man, you're first. How you doing? What's up? So, the ringleader's the killers, right? Which makes the victim one of them auction goers. Thing is, that don't add up. I counted 11 people down, coming down that hatch, see? Then the murder happened, and then the auction started back up again. Now I had Mia look back downstairs right after that. No. And wouldn't you know it, there were 11 little duckies all lined up in a row again. How? And you're sure of this, Miss Hart? Sure as sure can be, your gavelship. Saw 'em with my own two peepers. So, 11 before the murder, and 11 again right after means... Wait, that's a thingy. A contradiction, Eustace. Do try to keep up. Miss Hart, did nothing really change at all? I done told you already. They carried right on again like nothing ever happened. Oh, except for... wasn't nothing much, but... what is it? That little old mallet doodad. Can't have yourself an auction without one. Kinda like the one Missy's over there's got, but different. The auctioneer's hammer. That's the bunny. Hey, Foursquare, what's up? How you doing? Welcome to possibly maybe the big ending of Case 4. How have you been today? I done heard that thing banging and clanging right the way through. Then nothing, just like that. So the noise of the hammer stopped midway through. Could that have something to do with the murder? But yeah, how are you doing, Foursquare and J-Man? You're hyped as F. Why, how come? Is it 'cause I'm live? Or something else? If what Miss Hart is telling us is true, we have something of a problem. Namely, that if the victim is neither the auctioneer nor one of the attendees, your entire theory cannot stand, Mr. Edgeworth. Nah. Chalk one up for justice. Eat that, Edgeworth. All of it. All of it. Awesome! I'm hyped too. Hyped for the ending of Case 4 and the start of the big one. See, Mr. Edgeworth, there really was nothing we could do. No, there must be something we are overlooking. Something we still don't have an explanation for. I just need to think. If I can't, K is... Alright, kids, do we finally have all our answers now? If so, then I expect you to make good on... One moment, sir. I worry that it might still be a little early to pass judgment. After all, we have one more matter yet to resolve. And until we do, we cannot claim complete and total victory over Mr. Edgeworth. Is that not so, Mr. Edgeworth? Frankly, I expected you to have raised your voice by now. Aloud, hold it, perhaps. Oh, yes, of course. And once again, she has rescued us from the jaws of defeat. Very well, let's get this over with, shall we? What is this one matter that still remains? Why, the contradiction in the coroner's report, sir. That's... I'm back with the witness, Your Honor. What's this all about? Why'd you call us back down here? Did somebody suddenly fall ill? I'll have to compress ready in 2 shakes of a... Ouch! This better be good. Did somebody else drop dead? Well, they might soon wish they had. Dr. Hertz, Mr. Needler, Miss Needler, thank you for coming on such short notice. Let me assure you, this won't take long. Quit trying to butter me up and cut to the chase, will ya? Of course, we summoned you here to confirm something. What is Judge Cavell up to? Dr. Hertz, this court asks that you provide the unabridged truth regarding the following. Do you stand by your preliminary findings? Can you vouch for their complete and total accuracy? Grandma doesn't make mistakes, ever! That's strange. Huh? What do you mean? In the course of this trial, an error was indeed found in her report. And so I ask again for the truth, Dr. Hertz. Did you alter, tamper with, or in any way falsely falsify your findings? That's awful. How can you even say that? What are you asking me for? Why the heck would I want to do that? To help the true culprit, of course. As if I know anything about all that. I just don't know. I just know I didn't do nothing of the sort. Then that seems doubly strange. What other explanation could there be for the discrepancy in your report, Mr. Edgeworth? I wonder if you might have any thoughts on the matter. It's not like you to be coy, I must say. Why does she keep taking charge and helping me? Still don't know what she's trying to do, but I'll happily take what I can get. Alright. This might be our first, thing. If everything was recorded accurately and then handed off to Mr. Winter and according to protocol, then the report shouldn't contain any mistakes. Well, wait. For the record, I didn't do anything to the report. I guess we'll see, won't we? Dr. Hertz, perhaps we could begin with your side of the story. Why do we even need to? This is pointless. I'll be the judge of what's pointless, thank you very much. We have patients waiting back at the hospital. But Grandma, ouch, we really don't have time for this. Won't you please help us? I can't stress how important this is. Grandma says she'll testify, but could you please make it quick? If we're not back soon, people will suffer. And yet you had no qualms about taking your time and buying cotton candy for the last time we saw you. We'll let you go as soon as we can, I promise. Assuming you tell us the truth, that is. No way there's a mistake in Grandma's report. Not ever. I've been dealing with the dead longer than you've been alive, Sonny Jim. Me writing something wrong is about as likely as... Ouch! And what the heck do you think I'd stand to gain by doctoring a file, Don't make a lick of sense. And that's all she has to say. Nothing funky here. See? It's just as I thought. There's no chance the good doctor doctored her findings. And you swear by the Holy Goddess that this testimony is true? Of course. Grandma's never told a lie in her... Your opinions are not necessary, Nurse Needler. Your grandmother is the subject of this inquiry, not you. Not necessary? That's not fair. I'm the only ally poor Grandma has. Go ahead and shout objection left and right, but you best be prepared then, Mr. Ex-Prosecutor. I'm more than prepared, ready to expose the truth behind the error in the report. Apollo is hype. Sadly, Apollo is not here. Apollo is not in this game. Apollo is hype, though. So where's the coroner's report? Because I don't remember what the report even was. Okay, it's not here. No way there's a mistake in Grandma's report. Not ever. Oh, really? Yep, it's Edgeworth. He's the main character person. Never. You're saying that Dr. Hertz is infallible? She has to be. A doctor can't afford to make mistakes. Even a veteran like Grandma would be out of a job if she messed up even once. So there's no way she, of all people, would... I got a whole hospital relying on me. Might be you can bungle your work and survive, mister, but I can't. Edgeworth is edgy. He is. I've been dealing with the dead longer than you've been alive, Sonny Jim. Hold it! And you've really never made a single mistake in all that time? Doctoring's all about experience. The longer you've been at it, the better you get. If only the same were true of prosecuting. Chairman Winter would be the best in the business, but I think we can all agree that that's not the case. Oh, you really are a devil, Miles, but you're also quite wrong. I never once made a mistake either. After all, I have people to do that for me. I'm too busy for foul-ups, and luckily for me, I don't have to make them. Isn't having people just grand? Don't you go trying to make doctor and lawyer sound the same. Ain't nothing alike. Ain't nothing alike, I tell ya. What you writing something wrong about is likely as... Ouch! Hold it! The victim appears to have put this raincoat on after sustaining the head injury, and yet there was not a single drop of her blood in the chest area of the raincoat. Therefore, she must have been hit in the head before she was stabbed in the chest, making it pre-mortem. Oh, that's... Ouch! I don't need you to teach me how to suck eggs, young man. My dang report already says what you just said, don't it? The report states that the head injury appears to have been sustained post-mortem, which is exactly opposite of what I just said. Oh. Sure. I diligently dictated that report to Florence here, and she wrote it down like I said it. Something happened to it after that were nothing to do with me. You dictated it. If you could please tell me more. Diligently dictated the report to Florence. Anything after that, weren't nothing to do with me.
Hold it!
Just so we're on the same page, what were your conclusions regarding the body? Well, like I said, ouch! Sorry, it was, death from the good hard knock to the noggin. And you can see for certain that what the knock happened, when that knock happened, Dr. Hertz? Pre-mortem, of course. Chest wound happened after the poor girl died. I told Florence that she wrote it down, so that's what it says in my dang report. That may be what you told her, but I think we're finally getting to the truth. What the heck do you think I'd stand to gain by Dr. Nephile, huh? Don't make a lick of sense. Alright. I don't remember, and I don't know what she would gain, and I don't know what's going on, so... the raincoat? Nope. Alright, this is, do the thing, do the presenting, until I find something. Diligently did the report to Florence. I wish I remember where that report was, though. Ticket stub, magenta flower, coroner's findings. Can it be a piece of paper and not a picture of the body, maybe? Please? Please, game? Alright, let's get back in. There we go. Dr. Hertz, I'd like you to take a look at the report for yourself. Oh, I'll read it too. Youch! This ain't what I said. This ain't what I said at all. What? What? What do you mean exactly? I don't know. But I can't say that. Miss Needler, if you are attempting to bury Dr. Hertz's truth, I will gladly hear her confession myself on behalf of the Goddess of Justice. Dr. Hertz seems to be telling Judge Gavel something in private. What? I see. Very well. Allow me to relate to everyone what you have just told me. Ain't no doubt about what I said. I dictated my findings to Florence just like I told you I did. The fuddle-headed young thing must have wrote it down wrong or something. Wow, that was a great impression. Yes, but was it really necessary? So in summary, there is an error in the report. And it was all because of you, Nurse Needler. Heck, The true facts have now been shown to be that the head injury occurred prior to the chest wound. The question now, Miss Needler, is why did you introduce such an error? Just a minute, Verity. You make it sound as if the poor girl did it deliberately, whereas it seems to me she just made a little mistake. Pre-mortem, post-mortem, they're practically the same this word, don't you? Except they mean two completely different opposite things. This was deliberate, no doubt about it. But why would she want to change it? Exactly. Thanks, ouch! You won't get away that easy. Explain yourself, young lady. But Grandma, You submitted a falsified report and an act that led Kay to being accused of murder. You owe us an explanation. I can't tell you. Not don't want to, but can't. This is really rather unpleasant, don't you think? Gaining up on this poor, considerate girl who's only looking after her grandmother. She has nothing to do with anything. She simply made one tiny mistake. So why not leave it there? You'd like that, wouldn't you? because the only person her testimony would hurt is you. What on earth do you mean, my boy? Seeing as you're now the de facto ex-prosecutor, you're going to need to explain yourself better than that. I'd be happy to. I'll even spell it out for you. Nurse Needler's role in the crime was very important because she's the real murderer. Foursquare, she's the real victim and the murderer and the co-conspirator. Nurse Needler doctored the report in order to cover for her accomplice. Ouch! Oh, so she's a co-conspirator, the innocent young thing. Do share your grounds for making such a wild accusation, dear boy. The murder couldn't have been committed by one person working on their own. Without at least two people, it wouldn't have been possible to save the game. Ooh, the body, maintain attendee numbers? If the auctioneer was the murderer, and the victim was one of the attendees, the fact that a witness testified to there being 11 attendees, even after the murder, doesn't make sense. Hey, watch it. Y'all call my good word into question now, too? That's not what I meant. In fact, it's quite the opposite. I'm taking you at your word, which means there must be a co-conspirator. I know it's hard, my boy, but sometimes you just have to accept that you were wrong. I wasn't wrong. I just hadn't considered the possibility of the killer having an accomplice. But as soon as we do, things start to fall into place. If the killer's accomplice returned to the auction room in place of the victim, there would have indeed been 11 attendees both before and after the murder. Well, so there's your thinking, is it? It's certainly an intriguing theory, but surely the impostor would have been spotted right away. I don't imagine that Nurse Needler looks strikingly different from the victims in build and stature. With the help of a mask, she could very easily have replaced Miss Ringer without anybody noticing. Well, Nurse Needler, is that what happened? Did you take the victim's place at the auction? I want to do something like that. Now tell us, the ringleader, who were they? I can't tell you, I just can't. It hurt Grandma too. Ow! But Grandma... Don't you worry about me, I can take it. You're just telling me everything, child. But... Grandma! Oh my god. So I was right, she was an accomplice. Miss Needler, why? Well, Miss Needler? Can you explain yourself? Yes. Huh? Oh, thank you, Grandma, but I'm alright now. I confess it, I changed places with Miss Ringer. So you admit that you were working with the ringleader? Yeah, I was helping them. I don't know how, but they found out Miss Ringer was going to attack them. The culprit was going to be attacked by the victim? They seemed pretty sure it was going to happen that night, so they made a counterplan. They wanted to strike first, and they wanted me to help them. I was told to go to the storeroom before the auction began and wait there. Hold on right there, Missy. I didn't see nothing, and my eyes don't lie. If you'd have been there from before the auction, I would have bumped right into you. I was there the whole way through, and you weren't there for a bit of it. But I'm not lying. Well, that's easy for you to say, but if you were lying about altering that report only a few minutes ago... Heh, I think we're all well aware of the number of potential hiding places in the storeroom. Are we? What exactly are you trying to say where exactly do you say our friend the nurse was hiding, Save the game again? Nurse Needler hid where she was waiting in the storeroom. Here maybe?
Take that!
She hid inside this clothes box. Oh, she did she? Well, it was there the whole time, even before I moseyed on in. But like I told y'all, I had all them chains around it. Wanted to hide in there myself, really, but it was locked up tight, so I had to go elsewhere. I imagine that's because Nurse Needler was already lying in there by the time you arrived. That's right, we didn't want anybody to open it, or it would have really blown our cover. So the ringleader told me to climb in and wait until it was time for my part of the plan. Then they wrapped the whole box up in chains. I think they took the elevator downstairs not long after. just before the auction was due to start. So as the auction was beginning, you and Miss Hart would have been the only people in the storeroom. Yeah, I think so. The auction proceeded as it always did, until a certain customer came upstairs to complete her purchase. That was when the incident occurred. Miss Hartig overheard the victim and the culprit exchanging words about them. You betcha! I was behind the statue there, shaking like a dang leaf the whole time. But in the middle of their quarrel, Miss Ringer was killed by the auctioneer. I imagine that the auctioneer then carried Miss Ringer's body over to the clothes box. From what Nurse Needler emerged and swapped places with the victim. After placing Miss Ringer's body inside the box, Nurse Needler's role was now to pretend to be Miss Ringer. The two of them then returned to the room below as if nothing had happened. Does that about sum up what happened in the storeroom, Miss Nurse Needler? Yes, in fact, that's exactly what happened. Hold up, so you just waltzed right back in on in and nobody noticed? This is two completely different people we're talking about. You're telling me not one of the other folks down there at the auctions cottoned on? Why would they? The other auction goers had no reason to notice the difference when Nurse Needler came because save. Clothes, name, imitating the victim. Clothes, maybe? Clothes meaning the mask? As we've seen, Miss Ringer and Nurse Needler are about the same build. What's more, the auction rules require attendees to wear their masks at all times. Nurse Needler was wearing the same clothes as Miss Ringer. Nobody would have been any the wiser. No, and they weren't. I borrowed Miss Ringer's clothes and ouch! And left the poor child in her smalls? Have you no respect, girl? No, Grandma, I thought the same thing. It wouldn't be nice to leave her like that. So when the ringleader wasn't looking, I put that raincoat on her. So that's how Miss Ringer came to be wearing it. Thus, the auction was able to carry on as before. Guess the part where I caught the red raincoat on film came just after. Yeah, must be. Well, then it makes all sense. Right after that was when I went on over and looked downstairs through the gap in the elevator. Spied me 11 little happy auction goers, then back I snuck to my little hidey hole. Don't tell me you were hiding back here the entire time after that. Well, that is... not exactly. What is it? Did something happen? So, maybe I ought to have mentioned this before, but I fell asleep for a few winks after that. Well, passed out. Unconscious, you might say. What? What happened? Oh, nothing much. Kinda silly, really, but, there was the sudden loud noise, and it startled me. Just a little bit, you know? Alright, maybe more than a little. I just witnessed a murder. Can't blame a girl for getting jumpy. Guess that got my heart shook and my head faint. Before I knew it, I was out like a light. By the time I came to, it was the next dang day. And there y'all were clanking down that ladder. I see. So you were startled by a loud noise and fell unconscious. Suppose that means you don't know what happened after that. Not per se, but, well, after the auction was over, all the masks went back on the rack. So I reckon the guests done finished up and filed out one by one like they were supposed to. Nurse Needler, once the auction had restarted, what exactly were you doing? I was pretending to be Miss Ringer and placing bids, just as the ringleader wanted. Happened to win the clothes box as I had been instructed. It had a dead body inside after all. Imagine if somebody else had won it. You would have been in real trouble then. So you had no idea that the victim had vacated the box in the meantime? No, not until we came back up so I could pay for it. That was when we noticed. The ringleader told me to go look for her right away. Except, I found some other girl collapsed at the foot of the ladder instead. Kay. Yes, she must have fallen from up on the roof and been knocked unconscious. Guess the victim must have left that hatch wide open, huh? That would explain it. Kay would have been so shocked by seeing Miss Ringer fall motionless right in front of her, that she wouldn't have seen the open hatch and fallen right through it. That explains the noise that caused you to faint as well, Miss Hart. It was the sound of Kay crash landing onto the storeroom floor. Yeah, I suppose. Can't believe something like that done knocked me out for so long, though. So in summary, by the time Miss Needler found Kay, you were already sound asleep behind the statue. I think we've got a good grasp on what occurred up to this point now. Nurse Needler, if you would continue. Sure, so I found Kay, and next I found Miss Ringer, and I put them both in the clothes box. We couldn't risk any of the auction goers seeing them. It would have caused a real hullabaloo. Was that your idea, or the ringleader's? Theirs. But putting the raincoat on Miss Ringer was my own idea, so I tried to get rid of it before they found out what I'd done. I imagine they were none too pleased when it showed up as a surprise piece of evidence in this case. And lastly, the ringleader and I put her in an auctioneer's outfit what we prepared. Of course, which completed the deception and made everyone think she was the auctioneer. All in all, the auction finished up without anybody noticing anything, and that was that. Now that we know the extent of your crimes, Nurse Needler, if you have anything further to share, I'd advise you to do so immediately. I wish I could tell you more, but I'm sorry. That's all I know. Oh, except for one other thing. That seemed a little strange, I guess. When I was borrowing Miss Ringer's clothes, I took everything I could, but I couldn't take her hair, obviously, so... Ouch! You're dang right you couldn't take her hair. What kind of medical professional are you? That's where you draw the line? So taking her clothes was okay? Our hair was totally different in style and length and everything. I kinda panicked. But the ringleader thought of everything, including wigs. 2 of them, in fact. There was a straight one and a wavy one. They were both stashed in the clothes box. 2 wigs? But why? Right? I wondered that too. I thought that maybe they were worried she might have changed up her style. Anyway, I took the straight one. That was the one that matched her hair on that day, leaving a wavy wig in the box. That's everything you know? There's nothing else you've forgotten? No. Huh? No, really, Grandma, that's everything. And I take it that you really have no idea who the ringleader might be. Sorry, I only know that they were in charge of the auction. I didn't see them without their mask on, and they were pretty careful to keep their identity a secret from everyone. Arrgh, if I can't get something concrete on them. Oh, well, Miles, are we about done? You've proven the nurse was part of the murder plot, but sadly for you it doesn't change a whole lot, because it does nothing to prove that Kay Faraday isn't the ringleader. And just justice might prevail. We can't change the law, even for your sake. Is this it? Am I not going to be able to save Kay?
Objection!
Oh! Franziska, what are you doing here? As I told you before, Miles Edgeworth, where the case leads, I follow. Your dedication is an inspiration to us all. But don't go getting the wrong idea, little brother. I'm only here to deliver the truth regarding the suspect. I'm certainly not here to forgive you for abandoning the way of the prosecutor. I understand that. You should thank your former subordinate for what I'm about to share. In his desperation to help Kay Faraday, he gave me a valuable piece of information. Detective Gumshoe did that? Prepare yourself, Miles Edgeworth, for the final piece of the puzzle. Rosie Ringer's head wound was the first of the injuries she suffered, not the second. Well, someone say something. Yes, there's no easy way to say this, Franziska, but we already proved that ourselves. You what? Yes, just a few minutes ago. Well, why didn't you say so sooner? You didn't exactly give us a chance. And I suppose you know about the murder weapon too? No, not yet. Huh, good. Then listen up. The victim was struck on the head with a blunt object bearing a circular surface, and the wounds to the chest were actually inflicted post-mortem. A circular surface.
Objection!
And you're certain of that, I assume? Your sources are above board? 2 trusted medical professionals reached the same conclusion independently. You couldn't ask for more.
Objection!
That's certainly good to know. Fortunately, you're overstepping the bounds of... Of what? I am the prosecutor in charge of Interpol's investigation into the underground auction, and this murder occurred during that auction. It would be negligent of me not to pursue leads pertaining to related parties, especially the victim. My, you've really become quite the force to be reckoned with, haven't you, my dear? All parties are in agreement. The victim died from a blow to the head. Okay. I guess. Sadly, the murder weapon itself has yet to be identified. Heh, based on the shape, I might have an idea or two. But guys, I didn't turn up any other weapon during my investigation. And yet one need only think about the setting and an auctioneer's tools, and the extra should be obvious. A circular surface used in an auction, we're talking about... Well, it's all a hammer. Auctioneer's hammer? What would an auctioneer have readily at hand? An auctioneer's hammer, of course. But we never found one of those. If the auctioneer was indeed the killer, it does seem a likely candidate for the murder weapon. But without the evidence to support your theory, it remains nothing more than that. Oh, I have just the evidence you need right here. Okay. I'm glad you do. I'm glad you have the evidence right here. I'm glad you do. This piece of evidence strongly suggests that the auctioneer's hammer was the murder weapon. Statement? Places? Picture? Yeah. Yeah, no idea.
Take that!
The statement, obviously. No idea. No idea what was changed. The raincoat, obviously. The puddle, obviously. The box, obviously. The elevator blood, obviously. I mean, obviously, it's the picture. Yeah, no idea. No idea, guys. I don't remember. The mess changed, obviously. Duh. The bull head, obviously. Duh. The letter, the heart statement. Okay. Yeah, I don't know why. It ain't working. I don't know if anyone's even in chat to even watch. Spirits are down. Don't know. So why? Why is it this? Auctioneer's hammer. Oh. I just can't remember that stuff. Miss Hart told us something very important about the auction after the murder occurred. She said that the very prominent sound of the auctioneer's hammer can no longer be heard. Now, why would that be? I'll tell you why. Because it had just been used in a murder and was covered in the victim's blood. It would need to be disposed of, isn't that right? Chairman Winner? I'll have our people look into this right away. Oh, ho, 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 ho. You really are like a dog with a bone, aren't you, dear boy? But if you can't dedicate yourself to a cause when you're young, when can you, Seems very confident we'll never find it. Very well. A search for the murder weapon will be conducted. In the meantime, this court is in recess. Yay! Recess! I love recess. Well... Silence in the courtroom, please. Miss Von Karma, if you would be so kind as to update us on our progress of the search. It's not good news, I'm afraid. The entire big building has been searched from top to bottom, and no auctioneer's hammer was found anywhere. Arg! That is bad news indeed. Then, we have no choice but to move on ahead with the verdict. Ah, Sniffle, such a terrible shame. But I suppose only a fool would have left the murder weapon behind. It's certainly not what I'd expect from a first-rate criminal mind. No, there's just not enough to work with here. I can't carry us any further on my own. Yes, it really is a tragedy, but such is life, I suppose. I was just thinking back over the defendants I've made plea deals with over the years. People who poured their hearts out to me, who trusted me with every detail of their crime, and then when it came to their sentencing, sob, I recommended life in prison every time. For every single one. Ho 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 ho. Oh, if only you could see them. Sniffle, the stupid, dumbfounded looks on their faces. The verdict will now be passed. All present will accept the goddess's word as law. There's nothing more I can do. Kay and I are both... If only we had some proof. I never imagined I would be passing judgment on you under such circumstances. The end of the road, huh? By the power vested in me, Excelsius winner, this court hereby indicts you for your crimes. What? What? Huh? What on earth's gotten into you, Verity? I submit for the court's consideration the case file of a certain incident, namely the IS-7 incident, a murder that took place 18 years ago. But what does that file have to do with... Wait, you mean... Your late night's visit to the chamber? That was to... Precisely. I came here to retrieve these documents, though sadly it would seem that I arrived too early to catch the auction itself. When we spoke of the matter before, I implied that I had come to retrieve files pertaining to your own case. You will have to forgive me. There was a ruse to buy myself more time. Oh dear. What the heck are you doing, Gavel? You can't just accuse my dad. Without proper grounds, it's deformation. An excellent observation, Eustace. It is? And of course, I have the grounds to make such an accusation. 18 years ago, Mr. Manfred von Karma had some details about the victim's body fabricated. Details he was forced to fabricate when the sculptor Artie Frost's body went missing. My papa? Fabricating information? What is the meaning of this? Ian Sideman, the detective originally assigned to the case, didn't in fact report that the body had gone missing. However, it seems that a certain someone wasn't very pleased with Mr. Von Karma, and deliberately withheld that information in order to bring him down a few pegs. What? This individual refuses to allow anyone to go against their wishes or to challenge their power, and they known to go to extreme lengths in order to bring those who defy him to heel. 18 years ago, they were no different. In fact, they even ordered Dr. Hertz to create a fake autopsy report for the IS-7 incident. What? She was responsible for the fake report? Wait, you have to understand, Grandma, she's not a bad person. She had to do what he said. She didn't have any choice. He, the person in question, was the chief prosecutor at the time. The chief prosecutor 18 years ago? No. The man who gave Papa the first penalty of his career? Well, Excelsius winner, it was you.
Objection!
What are you all talking about? My dad would never do something like that. I'm sorry, Eustace, but your opinion on the matter is not needed here. Well, Chairman Winner, do you have anything to say for yourself? All that nonsense with the body, that was Manfred von Karma's doing. Such a willful boy. And the fake autopsy report. Hilda, how could you? Sniffle, I can't believe you naughty kids would do such dishonest things behind my back. We could just ask her why she did it. She is standing right over there, after all. Well, wait, Grandma can't. She's... Ouch! Grandma, I'm sorry. I knew. That's why I... Right, exactly. If I didn't, everybody would have found out about what you did. They said he was going to charge you if I didn't help them with their plan. They said he would, I just had to do what the auctioneer said. So you were coerced into it, weren't you, Nurse Needler? And just to be clear, the auctioneer was Chairman Winner? I'm sorry, but I honestly don't know. The person forcing me to help them was the auctioneer, and they definitely looked to be about the same build as the chairman, but I never saw their face. Well, there must be something. Any detail, no matter how small, will do. Oh, wait. Their mask didn't cover their whole face, and the part that wasn't covered had a tattoo on it. Remember that much for sure. A tattoo?
Objection.
This all sounds very dramatic, but I really don't know what you're talking about. There's no tattoo anywhere on my face. I think I know if there was one, wouldn't you? Which means I can't be the ringleader, no matter how much you might want me to be. I only hope you can figure out, Sniffle, who the shameless manipulator might be. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Her contempt for this courtroom is an insult to the goddess. Are you sure it's not you who's feeling insulted here? I am not the only one who has been trying to bring you to justice. Miss Ringer has been trying too. And I refuse to let her sacrifice be in vain. Young Rosie was looking to take me down, you say? But why? I barely knew her, Sniffle. He always had a certain magnetic charm, but I don't remember ever catching that particular eye. You barely knew the victim? Why, I do believe that is a new statement. The goddess demands that you offer your full testimony on the record. So that's how this is going to go, You mean to hound me until I finally break? Sob? Well, if that's the way you want to play it, fine. I'll destroy you all. Every last one of you. Mr. Edgeworth, please allow me to work with you on this one. I doubt we'll get another chance to put him on the stand. Let's make the most of this opportunity. Of course, Your Honor. I wouldn't have it any other way. Now, Chairman Winner, you will tell this court everything you knew about Miss Ringer. Young Rosie was a member of the committee, of course. But we never really had any personal interactions, at least none that I remember. I had no motive to murder the poor girl whatsoever, and I have absolutely no idea why she was after me. So you don't mean to accept your part in any of this? Of course he doesn't. He isn't guilty. How could he be? He's my dad, the winner of winners. That's very kind of you, Eustace, but you'll need more than mere words if you plan to cover for me. Right, you got it. I won't let them pin this on you. I believe in you, Dad. You'll beat Edgeworth. I know you will. Yes, you really are such a sweet, simple child. He really loves his dad, huh? But that's no excuse for him to ignore his father's crimes. No matter how much he respects him, regardless of their station in life, all criminals will be made to atone for their sins in time. This won't be easy on Mr. Winner, but it has to be done. We can't let his father get away with this. No. Yes.
Hold it!
So you're saying you barely knew the victim at all? That's exactly what I'm saying, my boy. Yes, why I never even knew about that burn mark on her hand. You didn't? I mean, what's the point, Sniffle? You gotta know someone before you know it, they're gone. It's become such a pain to remember things about others. They're here one day and they're gone the next. Yes, because they dare to stand up to you, and you make them disappear. If you could please add your remark about the victim's burn to your testimony, Chairman Winner. Why, I didn't even know about the burn mark on her hand. Objection! The burn mark is the thing with the burn mark. Burn mark.
Objection!
Fudge. Alright. Let's load. Let's do the load.
Hold it!
You're sure you didn't know about that burn mark? You really don't let up, do you? I'm not in the habit of memorizing who has a scar on their hand and who doesn't. But this wasn't just any old scar. I'd say it's pretty noticeable, in fact. Perhaps under normal circumstances, but now that I think about it, Miss Ringer did always wear gloves. Truth be told, I wasn't aware of the burn mark until after the incident myself. The victim's hands were always covered by a pair of gloves? It makes sense, of course. People can be very self-conscious about such things. I can only sympathize, being something of a sensitive soul myself. Sniffle! I hope you're not too sensitive to append that statement to your testimony. Although I suppose she was always wearing gloves, perhaps it was to hide the burn. Alright, now I do the thing, right? Now I do the thingy.
Objection!
Yay! Yay!
Hold it!
So you remember her always wearing gloves? I mean, it was something of a trademark of hers, yes. Who knew it was to hide a burn mark? I always imagined it was just a fashion statement. Does your little friend there have something to hide under all those bandages, I wonder? Who, me? No, I don't have anything to hide. You don't? Not even the stony visage of a stone-blooded murderer? If anyone here is hiding such a thing, it's you. And I'll expose your true face if it's the last thing I do. Ho 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 ho, you never fail to entertain, my boy. Go ahead and do your worst. So Miss Ringer always wore gloves. Reminds me of something. I should look over all of the evidence again. Doesn't remind me of anything, so, yeah. Yeah, at this point, we're getting to the information overload part, where I don't remember shite.
Objection!
I don't remember. Fingerprints. Fingerprints? If it's not the raincoat, guys, I'm gonna just Google it. No one else is watching, so I have nothing to prove. No problem.
Objection!
Alright. I did my best. I give up. I give up. Press the second statement. Come on. Come on, website. I know. Press the second statement. Press the statement. Present the broken plushie. Why is it the broken plushie? One of the people recorded had a prominent... See what I mean? I can't remember things like that.
Objection!
How would anyone remember a thing like that? I'm gonna keep it on the guide for the rest of the case, I think, guys. So Mrs. Ringer always wore gloves? If she did, that raises a rather important question and highlights quite a contradiction. A contradiction, you say? Really? If we listen again to the conversation that was captured by this stuffed cow, you'll soon see what I mean. And I knew it was you the moment I laid eyes on you. You can have that burn for me. Nothing to say for yourself. I've waited for so long for this day, and now I'll finally have my revenge. Ah, skirt. Bzz. Can't be reasonably certain that what we just heard in the moment is the moment the victim was attacked. Let me move this real quick. I knew it was you the moment I laid eyes on you. You can't hide that burn from me. We assume that those were the words of the killer. And where is the problem in that lie? It seems like a perfectly sensible assumption to me. Heh, I'm afraid not, Chairman Winner. For you see, if the victim was always wearing gloves as you just testified, and the burn mark on her hand should not have been visible to her killer.
Objection!
You speak as if the gloves can't be easily removed. She could have taken them off during the auction. But she hadn't. She was still wearing them when I changed places with her, so they must have been on her hands when she was being murdered too. What are you saying, my dear? Sniffle, you do know how much trouble you're in, don't you? I'm not scared of you anymore. I have Grandma on my side now. Now it's time for you to pay the piper, Winner, you dang devil. I see. So you're both looking to disappear, too. Here we go again. That can be arranged. Not this time, Excelsius Winner. The only person disappearing will be you. Hey, you can't talk to my dad like that. Who cares if the burn was covered up? Why does that even matter? Oh, it matters, because it turns our understanding of the burn mark on its head. What do you mean? What can the fact that the victim's burn mark was covered up possibly tell us? Victim didn't have, there were no burn marks. The murderer had one too? Victim didn't have a burn mark? I have no idea. Let's do them in order. Okay, it's the first one. Think about it like this, Mr. Winner. The victim was wearing gloves, therefore the burn mark on her hand would not have been visible. In which case, whose burn marks was it that was being referenced in the recording? Somebody who, wasn't the victim? Precisely, which can only mean that the culprit had a prominent burn mark too. Or to put it another way, I knew that it was you the moment I laid eyes on you. You can't hide that burn from me. Those words were spoken not by the murderer, but by the victim. No way!
Objection.
Eustace, my boy, would you mind stepping aside for a sec? Look, Miles, it's nice to see you having fun with your little flights of fancy, but let's get serious. So the murderer has a burn mark now? Really? Where? Your little theory will either take flight or die, depending on your answer here, I'm afraid. He's not messing around. I have to figure out where that burn mark was and fast. I wonder where it could have been. All of the auction people were wearing disguises, right? Yes, and each disguise was different. Yet, in spite of that, the burn mark was visible to the victim somehow. Which means, well, shall we? Enlighten us, why don't you? Where was the murderer's burn mark? I assume you have some evidence. Nope. I mean, I do, but, I don't remember. I don't know. Alright, it's apparently the statement here.
Take that!
Thank you, guide. Thank you! Thank you! Thank you! Okay, so it's the wrong one. Well, we're taking damage, or we're sticking with damage on this one, just to save time. Present the ringleader's appearance, it says. Where is that? Ringleader's appearance? Oh. Like, why is it named that? It looks like a suit. It does not look like an appearance. It should say suit. Or it should be like a mystery... That should have been handled differently. Here is my evidence. The outfit the ringleader was wearing throughout the auction. Or rather, the outfit you were wearing, Chairman Winner. Oh ho ho ho, and what exactly is that supposed to tell us, A suit, white gloves, and a mask. This disguise should cover almost all of your skin. But according to Nurse Needler's testimony, the auctioneer's mask didn't quite cover your entire face. And not only that, she claims to have seen a tattoo on the part that was exposed. But was it a tattoo, or did you simply mistake a burn mark for one? A burn mark? On the face?
Objection.
Hey, Mafia. Oh, you're lurking? Dang, well, happy lurk, and I hope to see you soon. I don't know what you're doing, but do it good. Sorry to interrupt while you were so clearly enjoying yourself, dear boy, but I regret to inform you, Sniffle, that none of the committee members had such a burn. Myself included, of course. But Dad, I mean... Eustace, do you think you can be quiet, please? You can be foolish on your own time later. Well, you may be an annoyance most of the time, Mr. Winner, but on this particular occasion, I'm grateful for your presence. A reaction like that from you, his son, is as good an indicator of the truth as I could have hoped for, and it gives me a much-needed confidence boost concerning another theory of mine. namely, who that one unexplained item belongs to. What's the matter with Mr. Winner? I think he might be in shock. After all, he's usually the last to figure things out, but in this case he seems to have gotten there all too quickly. He knows that his father is indeed the real murderer. He's sad because he knows the truth, so it's better not to know the truth at all? Okay, it's what we came here for. It doesn't matter how we get there. The important thing is finding the truth. You yourself told me that once, right when I needed to hear it the most. And now it's time for me to repay the favor and show you the truth of your innocence. I want to know, too, the truth of what really happened. So please, Mr. Edgeworth, won't you show me? Heh, I very much intend to. Oh ho 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 ho, you don't know when to give up, do you? Where is this burn then? Perhaps you could point it out to me? But you can't, can you? Because it's nowhere to be found, just like the evidence your evidence that I'm the killer. Yeah, hunt for contradictions all you like, you won't find any, because he's my dad, a winner through and through. I understand, Mr. Winner. I completely understand why you don't want to believe it's true, but if you ignore the truth now, you'll regret it for as long as you live. Dad, what do I do? I just don't understand it. How could I have raised such an utter buffoon? You really wish to help your father, Eustace. You can try thinking on your own for once in your life, you useless nitwit. But I try all the time, Dad. All I do is try. Went to the school you wanted me to go to. I aced every test. Look at my jacket. You only give these to the valedictorian. I did everything you told me to do. I worked like crazy and graduated top of my class. I tried to be just like you and win as many trophies as I could.
Objection.
You really are just a simpering simpleton, aren't you? Those tests you aced, I had the school give you perfect scores on all of them. Those debate and speeches competitions you won, the judges were all friends of mine. You never even realized that much. There's no hope for you, I'm afraid. None at all. You're no son of mine, even you must see that. Ah! Sniffle, gone, my own son. They all leave in the end. Sob. Oh ho 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 ho. I mean, boo hoo 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 hoo. Even when he was trying, he was failing, and he did it all for me. Then he should have tried harder. You're a disgrace. You don't deserve to be a father, and you certainly don't deserve to be the chairman of this committee. Even I feel sorry for the boy now. Poor Mr. Winner. Explain yourself, Chairman Winner. Just what do you think your son is to treat him in such a way? An utterly useless pawn sounds about right, but you're one to talk, Verity. You tried to worm your way into my trust by using Eustace, too. I cannot deny it. However, I have never thought of him as a mere pawn. He may not be a naturally gifted prosecutor, but he tries. In some ways, he tries harder than anybody. That's what I have witnesses during my time with him. Yet you would call him useless. How could you?
Objection.
Oh ho ho ho. Because he is Verity, my girl. He is utterly incapable of doing anything I ask of him. Mr. Edgeworth, I entrust my offering to the goddess to you, so that you may use it to call her final judgment unto Excelsius Winner. Thank you, Your Honor. I've been more than ready to do so. The ringleader had a visible burn on their face that night. Then it would follow the Chairman Winner is currently hiding that mark somehow. How exactly was he dressed during the auction? That will be the key to solving this case at last. Now then, your answer, please. Which piece of evidence will help us to reveal the burn mark on the culprit's face? It was the thing, last time.
Take that!
Give me a second, guys. Give me a second, guys. Give me a second, guys. Recall Nurse Needler's testimony, if you will. There was one thing we never quite resolved. The second wig. The one that wasn't used. I seem to remember it being wavy. What are you two talking about? Nurse Needler's apparently found some very interesting items when she went to swap places with the victim. And what do they have to do with the burn mark? What she found were 2 wigs. One was intended to make her look more like the victim, but what was the other one for? I don't suppose it was meant to be a spare. Doesn't take a huge leap of imagination to see the truth. Compare Chairman Winner's current appearance to that of the ringleader as it was described to us. Stop it, Sniffle. Stop staring at me. One very prominent difference presents itself. His face, or rather, what's around it. You mean it wasn't a wig after all? Indeed, not a wig intended to go on the top of the head in any case. It was a fake beard all along, wasn't it, Excelsius Winner? This? Why, this is all my own, dear boy. How very unkind of you to suggest otherwise. We saw how your son reacted when he realized the truth, and how he desperately tried to cover for you, even in light of this realization. Hello, Poppy. Welcome to the stream. How you doing, my friend? You still fear that he might expose you, or rather than take that risk, you bullied him until he couldn't take it anymore. Give me a second. But yeah, how have you been? How's life been treating ya? Because he knew that your beard hides a prominent burn mark. Nah, grrr. Chairman Winner, insist that you remove your beard this instant. Grrr, grrr. Oh my gosh. Skull. Rough times? Oh no. What kind of rough times? If you don't want to say, that's fine, but I hope you get through them. You will get through them. You know me, so you will get through them, I guarantee it. The burn mark! Mr. Edgeworth, for bringing evil to justice before the eyes of the goddess, you have my thanks. No, thank you. I couldn't have done it without you. Excelsius Winner, in the name of the goddess, I hereby pronounce my verdict. In the matter of the murder of Miss Rosie Ringer, this court finds you guilty. Problems with people? Oh no. Bad people or people that you like, but now they're not being nice? We got him. So where would Mr. Winner be on the kill this man list? I would say pretty high. Doesn't care for his son, corrupt as heck. The one that gave Von Karma the penalty just because he stood up to him, kind of. Oh yeah, he's up there. Mr. Edgeworth, I can't thank you enough. You never gave up on me, even when I gave up on myself. That was very kind of you. There's no need to thank me. As a prosecutor... No, as a friend, it was the least I could do. Mr. Edgeworth, rejoice! I've learned that Chairman Winner has been safely delivered to the detention center. The search for the missing auction hammer continues. However, we're talking about Chairman Winner here, so it's highly likely that it has already been destroyed. In addition, there is one other matter I must inform you of. The chairman has made a rather strange statement. According to him, the letters were not part of his plan. What? How could that be? He claims that he and Miss Needler found this letter on Miss Ringer's person, and that they found a second letter on Kay's unconscious body. From the contents, the letters seem to be ones of correspondence. So he leapt to the conclusion that they must have been working with each other. It's quite the conclusion to jump to. As he read the letters, that's when he came up with the idea to frame Miss Faraday for Miss Ringer's murder. He decided to place the victim in a very conspicuous place. Namely, in her left chest pocket. Sounds to me like he's just trying to make excuses for himself. Yes, I certainly thought the same. Perhaps it was some sort of last-ditch ploy on his part. But it matters not. He will answer to the goddess now. And under her scrutiny, such strategies cannot hope to succeed. He will not escape justice. And with that, one of the duties of which I have been entrusted with is complete at last. Judge Cavell, before you go, can you tell us what you know about how Chairman Winner came to murder Miss Ringer? There's more that there, isn't there? Yes, and I suppose you have earned the right to the whole truth. Miss Ringer once had a lover, a press photographer. He was investigating the underground auctions as a freelance journalist. But before he could uncover the truth behind the auctions, he was disappeared. All Miss Ringer was left with were the memories and personal effects of her lover. And so, seeking revenge on Chairman Winner, she made her appearance at the auction. Unfortunately for her, her opponent struck first. I see, so that's the story behind this case. While the goddess does not condone acts of wanton vengeance, Miss Ringer's actions have exposed Chairman Winner's crimes at last. So that was your real goal. You were tasked with exposing Excelsius Winner and the corruption at the heart of the committee. Does anyone know what happened to Mr. Winner? I'm afraid I haven't been able to get in touch with him. Do you have any idea why? Probably because I wasn't there for him just now when he needed me most. Oh, I really feel bad for him. Well, don't pity him too much. At least he knows the truth now. And no matter how hard it might be, he'll need to learn to accept it. If he can't, he'll never be able to move on with his life. Trust me. A father influence isn't easily erased, but in time he can hopefully try and change his ways. You're right. You've got to be. Can I change too, I wonder? Can I move on with my life? Are you okay, Kay? How's the head feeling? I'm fine, thank you. I'm sorry, Kay. You were my patient. I had a responsibility to you, and instead I let them accuse you of... Youch! Dang right, we ain't just in the business of fixing bodies, Missy. The mind's where it all begins. You're right, Grandma. Speaking of which, how's your memory? It's like, with a little more time, maybe I'll be able to remember some more? Please forgive me, but I had better be on my way. I'm to preside over the trial of Fifi Lagarde in a bit. The Bronco Knight case, huh? Who's the defense attorney? It was supposed to be Mrs. Ringer, but she is no longer with us. We're still in the process of finding a replacement. Miss Ringer was scheduled to represent Warden Lagarde, and of course until we find Eustace there is nobody to act for the prosecution either. In any case, I must take my leave. Ah! Wait, please! What about Mr. Edgeworth's badge? What's going to happen to it now? With its chairman under arrest, the committee's activities have been suspended for the time being. So to answer your question, it's complicated. It's all up to the goddess now. But... Don't worry about it, Kay. It's a consequence of my own making. And I assume you do not mean to change your mind? Of course not. I choose the path of the truth, and I choose it willingly. With Chairman Winner out of the picture, justice is in the hands of the righteous once more. If you did wish to follow the path of the prosecutor again, Mr. Edgeworth, I would be more than happy to facilitate such a decision. It's very kind of you to offer, but I can't accept your help at this time. I can ask for my badge back when I'm not even sure if I want it anymore. I see. It seems we are destined to continue on different paths then. Well, I trust you'll keep my badge safe until they converge again. With all I have. In the meantime, I have here a token of the goddess's mercy. You may return this notebook to its rightful owner. Case promised notebook. It seems it was due to be sold in the auction, and with the name K written on its cover. Chairman Winner made the connection immediately and knew who it belonged to. It was the same name as the one in the letters, after all. The letters he claimed to know nothing about? Suppose he insisted they didn't prepare them? Yes, he also had something else to say. Apparently he thought that Miss Faraday was after her notebook, and that Miss Ringer was after his life, and that their respective goals were what led to cooperate and infiltrate the auction together. Fortunately for him, he misread the situation completely. It was all just happenstance. If Kay had known a defense attorney who was also a member of the committee, there's no way she wouldn't have told him. Me. That just isn't like her. Your belief in her is touching. While the notebook did become part of Chairman Winner's cover-up scheme, it is also a treasured possession of Miss Faraday's, which is why I would like for her to have it back, as I am sure would the goddess. Thank you. I pray that it helps her to recover her lost memories. Bye. Is everything all right? Judge Gavelle wanted me to return something important to you. Ah, isn't that... Always greet people with a smile, even people you don't know. Never cry in front of strangers. Daddy, I wrote them all down, Daddy. Yeah, I'm gonna keep all my promises, and be a real hero when I grow up, just like you. Oh wait, I forgot to write one down, the most important promise of all. Promise number 5. Always try your hardest to learn about things you don't understand. Hee hee, I remembered it just how you said it, and now I'll never forget it. Always try your hardest to learn about things you don't understand. That's right, I have to try. I'm Kay Faraday, the great thief who will do anything to get her hands on the truth. Second Yetta Garasu, an assistant to Mr. Edgeworth. Kay, is that really you? Can't say I'm not a little bit embarrassed, but yes, I'm back, and I couldn't have done it without you, Mr. Edgeworth. You never stopped helping me, even when I was totally lost. I couldn't remember anything. Thank goodness, you certainly seem to be back. Kay, so this is the real you, huh? Welcome back. It's so good to know you're better. I can sleep easy now. Now that you found it, don't you dare go losing that memory of yours again, young lady, you hear? Miss Needler, Dr. Hertz, thanks a lot for looking after me. And if you really are better, how about you get out of them dang hospital duds? Oh yeah, I washed all your clothes for you. Here. I thought they were with Detective Gumshoe. He handed them over to us after they came back from forensics. And did he happen to mention if forensics found anything of note? I didn't ask. Anyway, never mind that now. Put them on, Kay. I want to see. Wait, what about her bandages? Surely it's too soon to remove them. Oh, it's probably fine. She may have taken a big old bump to the head, but she wasn't really hurt otherwise. But then, why all the bandages in the first place? Prevention is better than cure. A stitch in time saves 9. Those are just a few of my mottos, both of which sound like painfully annoying practices for your patients. Okay, Kay, transformation time! Yeah, now this is what I'm talking about. Fits like a stolen glove. That smile suits you better too, as it always did. Thanks to you too, Miss Von Karma. I'm so glad you showed up when you did. I simply came with one Scruffy asked me to. I'm sure he'll be very happy to see that you're back to your old self too. Speaking of Gummy, where is he? Who knows? Perhaps the well of his devotion ran dry when a certain someone threw away his badge. Detective Gumshoe. Anyway, I have to be going, and I'll be taking those 2 with me. Wait, what's going to happen to them? Acting as an accomplice in a murder and forging an autopsy report 18 years ago. Their crimes can't be allowed to go unpunished. But the fact that Excelsius Winter coerced them into cooperating will of course be taken into account. Don't you worry about us, Kay. As long as Grandma and me are together, we'll be alright. Take care, Kay Faraday, until we meet again. So, Kay, I know you only just got your memory back, but I need to ask you some questions. Sure, ask away. What happened to the day you lost your memory? What were you doing? Let's see. Somebody asked me to meet them at Gourd Lake. But I didn't know who it was. So there I was, just looking up at the moon when... somebody in a red raincoat started walking toward me. They must have drugged me somehow, because that's when I fell unconscious. What? Not sure I follow. Kay was at Gourd Lake looking up at the moon? Anyway, when I came to, I was on the roof of this building. Was in a daze and stumbling around here when... I saw the person in the red raincoat again, but they were lying on the ground. I was so surprised I stumbled backwards. And then I was falling, and everything went dark. When I came to the second time, I couldn't remember anything. The person in the red raincoat? Who in the world were they? I'm sure they were walking in midair. Thinking about it is making my head hurt. Just breathe, Kay. You only just got your memory back. You're still confused. Imagine the root cause of your confusion is... Okay, there's more. Okay. Alright. Give me a second. Your memories of 2 different locations. I imagine things are all mixed up in your mind because you were at Gourd Lake one minute and then at the top of the big building the next. And because you saw the moon in both locations, your mind blended your memories of the two together. Huh? But those are two totally different places. I was pretty out of it, but I don't think I could have gotten them confused that easily. I believe these things on the roof may have made you more likely to become confused. Okay. Let's do... Here, this one's more obvious.
Take that!
There are two key similarities between the scene down by Gourd Lake and here on top of the big building. Cherry blossoms and food stands. Wait, you're right! Those similarities are what caused your memories of both places to overlap. The person in the red raincoat wasn't walking in midair. They were walking toward you from across the park. But in your blurry memories, the same sight played out over the viewing platform instead. No way! Who steals a great thief's memories, huh? That's just cheating. Even still, this doesn't answer the question of who attacked Kay in the park. Was it the person in the red raincoat she saw? Beep, beep, beep. Do you hear that? It sounds like it's coming from up in the storeroom. Come on, let's go take a look. Well, ho-wee, I smell another scoop in the offing. You're still here? Just going crazy. It's coming from this little gadget here, Mr. Edgeworth. Nah, this transceiver. I feel like I've seen it somewhere before. It's still going, but I'm not no good with technology. Come on, you have to pick up. Fine, I'll do it. Oh, I got a bad feeling. Beep. Hey, this is Edgeworth. Kay, if you could refrain from answering strange calls for me. Mr. Edgeworth, I presume. I know that voice. Shelly the Killer. Congratulations on another case solved. Yet I can't truly say it's been fully resolved, can you? I'm sure you've noticed by now that there was a mastermind at work orchestrating the entire incident. Hark, how do you even know about this case? That's not what's important right now. Let's focus on this certain individual for the time being, shall we? I have indeed been wondering myself if somebody else could have been involved. Hey, cheap viewers, what's up? If not, how are we to explain the piece of evidence that proves so damning to Kay's case? No way! An evil mastermind? But who? Who indeed? Perhaps you could share your thoughts. What is the evidence in question that points to somebody else's involvement? It is apparently the victim's letter.
Take that!
The letter Kay was supposedly wrote to the victim. Give me a second, guys. Yeah, I don't remember ever writing that. So who did? Who would prepare such a thing? I know I'm not the only one who would like to know. And how do we know it wasn't you? Now why would I do a thing like that, I believe the truth can only fully come to light in a court of law. But since you've had your badge revoked, that is no longer an option. So how will it all end? I, for one, will be watching from the sidelines with interest. He even knows about my badge? Oh, and one last thing. I do hope you won't betray my trust in you. Now I bid you farewell. What the heck did he mean by that case hasn't been fully resolved? And why is he so interested in us anyway? Everything's just one giant ball of mysteries. It seems we've only scratched the surface of this case. But even without my badge, I'm going to carry on doing what I can. However this ends, one thing's for certain. Come what may, I will expose the truth. And that's the end of case 4. So D Killer is gonna be involved, probably with case 5. Turnabout for the ages. Ho 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 ho! Here we go! Are all of you in chat, which is no one by the way, ready? Let's go! Turnabout for the ages. What's that? What's that? Earthquake? Monster? Oh, monster. Yep, there's a monster. Monsters are real now. Oh, it's this boy again. What do you want, kid? Who is you? Go, go, Godzilla! Oh dear. Oh, and Lotta's here still. So what's next for the great Miles Edgeworth, huh? Wait, you are serious about not being a prosecutor no more, ain't ya? Yes, I am. No longer a prosecutor. It's hard to believe, and yet I can't stop thinking about what Mr. DeKiller said. Me either. Congratulations on another case solved, yet I can't truly say it's been fully resolved, can I? Can you? Rather? This isn't over. We still don't know who the mysterious figure in the red raincoat at Gourd Lake was. Or who really wrote that letter. You've been dancing to somebody else's tune this whole time, but whose? Still can't let it go, huh? You're like a dog with a dang bone. Both of y'all are. Well, I got me some reporterin' to do, so I'll catch you some other time, I guess. Wow, you have a new story to chase already? Trying to patronize me, girlie? You bet I got new stories. More than you can shake a stick at. A good reporter always has 3 or 4 leads bubbling away in the old scoop pot. Somebody, please! Whoa, what now? Oh, it's her again. It's Penny Nichols. But please, you have to help me. Huh? Do I know her? What's the matter? Has something happened? That there's been a body. It looks almost like a monster might have. A monster? Well, I'll be. Anybody else smell the sweet, sweet smell of soup? This way, hurry. Nice run. What now? What happened now? What indeed? I suppose there's only one way to find out. Oh boy. Who's been the dead this time? Huh? These look like... Yep, footprints. This right here's photo gold. Footprints? But how big would a creature have to be to leave prints like that? Mr. Edgeworth, look! Oh no. Shi Long Lang. What's he doing here? Wait, the guy on the floor. That's... No. Oh, you are joking. Di Jun Wang, the president of Zhang Fa. Agent Lang. Mr. Prosecutor, how did you get here so quick? What is going on here? Huh? You don't think that's exactly what I'm trying to figure out myself? We can't blame him for being on edge. I suppose the leader of his country is dead. Speaking of which, the body is lying inside one of the footprints. What on earth happened to him? What's that gold on him? Monster? Monster? What the heck else do you want me to say, huh? Them right there's monster prints, mister. The big old bad old Tyrannosaurus done stomped right through here. Ain't never been sure or nothing. Taru, what? I suppose you mean you are sure? This right here's the scoop to scoop out all the other scoops and bury 'em 10 feet deep. Man trampled by giant monster. They'll lead with that in every paper from here to Honolulu. Ridiculous. There's no such thing as monsters. Wait. The honor is all mine, Mr. Edgeworth. I'm Di Jun Wang. Your efforts on behalf of Zhang Fa have not gone unnoticed. You averted something of a crisis. You're the assassin we've been looking for? In a sense, yes. A certain someone did indeed hire me to carry out a contract. And that contract did indeed specify that I was to assassinate President Wang. Did he finally manage to? You, did you discover the body?
Yes, that is,
What are you doing, Agent Lang? Lang Z says... Oh. Begin at the beginning, with the first person to arrive at the scene. Well, did you really just discover the body?
yes, yes.
Hey, go easy on her. Can't you see she's scared? I don't think he's in the mood to go easy on anybody. Peh, nobody's getting it easy today. Do you have any idea who that is lying dead over there? That's President Wang, the leader of Zhang Fa. Please, Agent Lang. You don't seem your usual self, in more ways than one, in fact. When we first met, you had more underlings than I could count, and you were known for your unrivaled arrest rate and your cool head under pressure. Now the underlings are gone and you've forgotten the fundamentals of police work. What happened? Grr, what did you just say? Shouldn't you be looking over the scene instead of accusing the first person you'd run into? Or is it me who's forgotten the fundamentals? Gah, I don't need you to tell me how to do my job. I was just about to get started. Good. That seems to have calmed him down a little. We should take a look around too, Mr. Edgeworth. Yes, I think we should. At least until the police arrive. I'm not strictly supposed to conduct investigations anymore. Don't nobody needed to do no looking around. I done told y'all who did this. It was the Tarusaurus, or my name isn't a lot of heart. Wait. Not who did this, what did it? Yeah, that. You're quite finished. We have an investigation to be getting on with. Step aside, please. You can't order me around no more, mister. You step out of my dang way, more like it. Y'all mess with this here scoop of mine and there'll be heck of a pay and then some.
Excuse me.
The woman who found the body. Where do I know her from?
You're Mr. Edgeworth, right? Do you remember me?
Oh, yes, of course. We met on, that case.
No way, you two knew each other?
Yes, as a matter of fact, we do. From somewhere.
Great to meet you. I'm Kay Faraday, Mr. Edgeworth's assistant. Wow, I never knew you had your own adorable little assistant. I'm Penny Nichols. I work over at Global Studios, and I'm in charge of props. It's nice to meet you.
Of course. One of my old cases involved a murder on the set of a Steel Samurai movie. She was a member of the crew and provided some key evidence. Our paths must have crossed several times while it was all going on, and yet I'd completely forgotten her. It's good to see you again. So if you're here, I guess that means...
That's right. We're here on location filming for Global Studios. It's kind of a big feature, to tell you the truth. I was first in today, wanted to make an early start, but then I noticed something was wrong. The footprints and the body. Shudder.
Excuse me. We'll take a closer look at the body in just a moment. In the meantime, can I ask you to notify the police?
Yes, of course, right away.
I'll need to speak to her at length a little later. But first let's go over the scene. There's plenty to look at besides the body. I need to examine everything in detail. Oh yeah, what a mess this is. The president's dead. I was not expecting the president to get the dead.
It really is him, huh?
It certainly appears to be, the same man we met only a few days ago. So this time the president really did get assassinated. That is what happened. The assassin certainly didn't choose an attention-grabbing method. I must scour the scene and inspect everything that catches my eye. Let's see the horn first. Huh? What's this white thing here?
Well, wait, it's a bone. Does that mean
2 murders? It looks more like a horn than a bone to me. What's this gold? No obvious wounds, but he's definitely not breathing. So it really was a monster? Trampled by a giant creature? Impossible.
Huh? There's something stuck to the front of his clothes there.
Yes, speckles of a yellow substance.
But it's Monster Jewel. Yeah, that must be it.
Please, Kay, can you at least try to be sensible? We'll need forensics to tell us what it might be. Alright, that looks to be pretty much everything the body can tell us for now. I better know it all down. Oh my gosh. The body's surrounded by pieces of smashed up concrete.
Yes, they look to have been thrown clear when the ground was broken. Pio! Pio! Sent flying by the mighty impact of a giant creature's foot. Sure, assuming this was the work of a giant creature. Just look at the shape. I know a hoof when I see one. There's only one thing that can possibly be the footprint of an enormous, terrifying beast. And it's not just the one, there are 3. But you know that's impossible, don't you? You know that monsters aren't real. Sure, I probably know that somewhere deep down, but it's way more fun to believe they are. Our job is to pursue the truth, Kay, not to believe what feels most fun in the moment. Ha 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 ha. I guess that's it. Hello. Can I talk to you, Lee? Langley? So, Mr. Prosecutor, we meet again. Yes, we saw you at the detention center the other day, too. Had some business to take care of, I take it, Agent Lang. You could say that. Nothing that need concern you, though. Peh, you really have a habit of showing up in the wrong place at the wrong time. You're a bad penny, a bad omen, and a bad smell all rolled into one. Just stay out of my way, okay? I got a president to avenge. You were already at the scene when we got here. Why? What were you doing in the area? What am I, a suspect? Heh, you might be. Look, I heard a scream and came running, okay? Guess it was our friend from the crew. Came in from that gate over there. Somebody already got rid of the lock for me. Not completely, I can still see it on the floor there. Perhaps I should take a closer look. When I got here, I saw Movie Girl running out of the other gate. In other words, she arrived right around the same time we did. So you had business here at the big building. Something like that. A date with destiny, let's call it. It was similarly enigmatic when we saw him at the detention center. Let me guess, you're a huge creature feature fan, so you came to see the filming the Tarusaurus movie? Creature feature? What do you think I am? Not the type of person who thinks a creature might have done this, I hope. I'm sorry about the president. You have my deepest condolences. Thanks. He was a great man. Zhang Fa will be lost without him. You and he were close, correct? It all started when he hired my father. That was our big break. Our family kept him safe. That was our most important duty, and our most sacred. He gave my father a medal after medal. They had to come up with new ones just for him. In the end, there were no medals left to give, so he made us the keepers of his last will and testament. Those medals, that duty, they're our greatest pride, our family jewels. Gah, never thought we'd be unsealing that will so soon. Wow, it sounds like your family and the president were super close. But wait, when that whole thing happened back at the lake, you weren't with the president then, right? Look, a lot happened, okay? This was all 12 years ago or more. My father and the president being friends, our family being the ones who kept him safe. He just changed one day. It's like he became a different person. Now he doesn't trust the police one bit. I wonder what happened 12 years ago. But regardless of what happened, I still respected him. Zhang Fa may not be a big country, but he held that place together. Damn it, what was his security detail thinking? I imagine you've already contacted the embassy. Of course I have, and the government, and my family. They'll be going crazy right now thinking about what needed to happen with that will. And things will be getting crazy here soon too. Those bodyguards will be all over the place. You're not a fan of trouble, I'd leave before they get here. Look, Mr. Prosecutor. These days I'm a one-man outfit, a lone wolf. I won't be letting me lead this investigation. But I've still got fangs. And I can still bite back. I'll find whoever did this, and I won't let you or anybody else get in my way. Whew. What a mess. Mr. Nichols, where does this exit lead? That? Oh, onto the grounds of the big building. Yet another case with direct ties to that same building. The building with the hidden 51st floor used to store the lots for illicit auctions. I guess it wouldn't be much of a surprise if it turned out to be hiding yet more secrets. Big building! Huh? Look at this chain and padlock. Oh, look at that! Somebody got the chain. They did? I'm sure it was still intact when I left yesterday. I'd say it's possible that this is where the killer entered from. Eek! What's the matter now? Look at that huge dent. How did that get there? You're right. That is a big dent. It would have taken a sizable object to make it, and a heavy one too. That wasn't like that yesterday either. It wasn't? I guess that means the dent must have been made last night at some point. Well, alright. Let's talk to, Miss Nichols. To Penny. I'm sorry I got a little upset before. You were working here alone? That's right. I came before everybody else so I could get everything ready. But as soon as I walked through the gate, I saw the footprints. Monster prints first thing in the morning. That must have been a real shock. It was. They weren't there when I left yesterday evening, I'm sure of it. So the footprints must have appeared late last night. At first glance, I thought maybe they were part of the set. But then I got closer, and I saw that somebody was lying in the middle of one of them. You didn't notice until you were right up close? Yeah, my eyesight just seems to be getting worse and worse lately. I think I need new glasses. Didn't notice it was a body until I was right by it, which is why I got so shocked and ran away. That must be when we bumped into her. Movie shoot. So you're shooting a movie. It wouldn't happen to be a Steel Samurai movie, would it? Nope. Oh, this one's a creature feature. You know, the Tarosaurus movies, right? I'm afraid not. You'll have to forgive Mr. Edgeworth. He only cares about the Steel Samurai. That's not... Hey, that's alright. Not everyone's a fan, but they soon will be. He's back after 12 years of silence, the big bad bull himself, Tarosaurus. It's the first Tarosaurus movie in a long time, so the crew's super excited about it. And parts of it are being set here in the big building, so we've been shooting on location. That explains what we saw yesterday. What's happening here? What's going on with the building? Just stay calm and talk to me, kid. Cut. I'm so sorry. We're shooting a movie. Could you, That must be what they were filming. So does Tarosaurus smash the big building to pieces in the movie? I bet he does, right? Hee, wouldn't you like to know? But you'll just have to wait to find out in the theater. Here, you can have this if you'd like. Oh, thank you. Tarosaurus versus Gordy. An epic rivalry is born, Tarosaurus versus Gordy. Gordy? Huh? That's right. It's not just Tarosaurus on his own this time around. He has an arch nemesis. You know Gordy, right? The monster from Gourd Lake? Oh yeah, wasn't everybody talking about that a couple of years back? A mysterious creature in the lake. It showed up in that one couple's photo. Not only were people talking about it, it played a major part in one of my cases. Not a name I'm too wild about hearing again. The director's fascinated by the stories, which is how Gordy wound up in the movie. A little behind the times, but better late than never, I suppose. So wait until you see those two legends tearing into each other on the big screen. This reminds me of something I've seen already. How about the front gate? I think we need to learn a little more about the security situation here on set. Miss Nichols, is the set kept locked overnight? Yeah, we use one of these. A combination lock, huh? So anybody who knows the code can get in and out? And was the lock in place when you arrived this morning? Yep, everything was locked up tight when I got here. Who knows the combination? Oh, the producer, the director, the crew, the actors. Basically everybody who's worked on the movie. So any member of the cast or crew could have opened the lock and entered. Alright. It might be, investigation time. There it is. There's the Tarosaurus. Staying in front of the trailer here, it looks like a monster costume. What? That's a costume? You're sure the creature that made these huge footprints didn't just shrink or something? Perhaps I didn't make myself clear. This thing in front of the trailer here, it looks like a monster costume. A costume! I knew it would happen. I knew it. 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 But I forgot. So fudge. Alright. Boom. Boom. Combination lock and side gate. The combination lock on the gate leading to the plaza was intact when Miss Nichols arrived, but the lock on the gate leading out to the side of the big building has been cut. What does this tell us? Easy that the killer used the side gate. Precisely, and it tells us something else important too, namely that our culprit didn't know the number for the combination lock. You're right, it would have been the way easier to come in that way if they did, but instead they chose the classic thief's route, the lesser-known side entrance. This is no run-of-the-mill criminal, Mr. Edgeworth. We need to keep our wits about us. Not sure we should be excited by that fact, Kay. Anyway, we know that everybody working on the movie knew the combination, which makes it likely that our culprit wasn't a member of the caster crew. Okay. Well, let's save again. Just in case, there's another logic, but maybe there's not a logic. Dented fence, 3 footprints. Or stomped on in 3 footprints? Maybe we'll try this one first. You know what? No. Dented fence and footprints. Alright, just making sure. And just in case, let's see if the other one works. Nope, it's none of them. Which means we gotta investigate more. Time to investigate first. Or not first, more. Alright, so all of this stuff... Oh, there's a ladder here. This looks like an equipment used by the lighting department. Oh wait, just remembered there was something I wanted to ask you. Could you maybe light me up when I'm doing my next robbery? Help me look super cool. You want me to shine a light on you while you're committing a crime? You bet I do. What's so weird about that? What's the point of me doing my great thieving in the dark? The folks on the cheap seats won't be able to see a thing. Wait, you're imagining you'll be committing this robbery in front of an audience? Yeah, I guess so. What is it now? Can't you all see I'm busy? Girl needs room to work, you know? Why are you so obsessed with the idea that this was a monster attack? Monsters don't exist. Surely even you know that. What did you? You don't know what the heck you're talking about. Taurosaurus is real, dang it. I know that for a fact. For a fact, hmm? And how is that possible exactly? Because I done seen him. What? You saw Taurosaurus? Where? How? Heck yeah, I seen him. The big bad bullums hisself right there in front of me. I was up on 51 at the big building just yesterday, right? Gathering materials for your story on the underground auction. Yes, we remember. Well, ain't you just Mr. Moneyman? That's right, I done seen him right when I took that photo. Person in the red raincoat, Miss Ringer, right? Yep, y'all seen that blind eye right next to little Miss Redcoat? Well, guess who was on the other side of it that very moment? That's right, Taurosaurus. There's nothing there. Well, I can't rightly capture him with every dang thing. I was just a little too far away, that's all. But I seen it right. Alright, boy, I did. Taurosaurus' big ol' eyes staring right at me, peeking right in at the window. A window-peeking monster. Anyhow, I don't got time to be shooting the breeze with y'all. I got snaps to snap, reportage to report. Quit bugging me, will ya? Go on, get. That entire story was ridiculous. You didn't believe a word she said, did you, Mr. Edgeworth? Is it that obvious? Alright. Hey, these are plastic sheets you can pull down when you have a picnic. They're plastic sheets, that much is true, but I don't think that's what they're used for. Want me to explain, Mr. Edgeworth? Those are waterproof sheets. We use them to protect the camera when it's up on the crane. If it starts raining while we're shooting, we can just cover up and keep going. I see. So they must be pretty big, right? Oh yeah, they have to be able to cover up the whole rig. Wouldn't be much point using them otherwise. The weather was pretty patchy yesterday, so we wound up using them quite a bit.
Okay. So... yeah. That's pretty much everything, so... WTF. Did I do all the logics? Because it can't be stomped on and dented fence, can it? That's like the last option, I'm pretty sure. Okay, is it guide time already, guys? Because I have done everything. Maybe I gotta present things to her or something? Gotta love being stuck, guys. All. None of you who are watching. Present. Let's present everything. Wait, that's... You recognize it? Huh? Oh, sorry, I must have been thinking of something else. I really do need new glasses. I'm such an idiot. Surely not, something to get upset about. Wait, that's the bloody handwriting. Wait, that's the dead body. Taurosaurus really does have hooves that split in two like that. Please don't tell me you think the president was trampled to death by Taurosaurus, too. No, I'm a member of the movie crew, remember? I don't believe he'd ever kill anybody. No creature inside a movie should ever harm anybody outside of a movie. That's a golden rule for the creature feature community. Luckily, it's also impossible. Wait, that's the thing or whatever. Taurosaurus is kind of a symbol of nature. That's why he destroys the city. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense. He can attack with his horns, but that's not the only trick up his sleeve. He can bellow out shockwaves, drown people in drool, squirt them with milk. He can suffocate them with barbecue smoke, make cute little items out of leather. Those don't sound like the super tough attacks, but they'll sure do good. It's our job to make sure of that. And I hope you succeed for the sake of your entire industry. Wait. Okay, we have a problem, guys. I have done everything now. Did I examine that? Yes, I did. I examined everything here. Examine the gate. Oh, the crane. What's this big metal stick thing? Is it for climbing trees or something? No, it's a camera crane. It's used for filming from an elevated viewpoint. There's no camera currently attached, but it would usually be positioned at the top there. Gotcha. Sounds perfect for casting a place before a burglary. Mind if I go ask somebody about borrowing it? And how do you propose to transport it if the answer is yes? Easy. You take the bottom part, I'll take the top. So I'm helping now. And if we go one little step at a time, we'll be back at your place before we know it. And we're walking back to my house? Well, that wasn't helpful. Alright. We have run out of things to do, guys. Run out of things. I think, it's time. Unless it's here. Unless we're looking here. Oh, we're deducing. Oh, we're deducing now. Great. This part looks cracked. This part looks strange.
Eureka!
Cool. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know what the flip I'm looking for, guys. Big building, creature feature, set, shards of concrete, flecks of something yellow, unclose, earth exposed,
I have no idea. To the guide. 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 Yeah, I don't know what we're looking for. I have no idea. Yep, it's probably obvious, but I don't know. I always get stuck at the deduction things. Give me a second. Alright, give me a second, guys. Give me a second. Apparently, it's the horn. But why is it the horn? The guide is being very, not good right now. Logic, Torosaurus head, examine. Examine the body, highlight the horn, deduce the creature feature flyer. Okay. Let me do something real quick. The grounds of the big building lie beyond the gate. Look at it from here, you'd think it was just an ordinary building, huh? Oh. Well, look who's there. And there was no one really special around to speak of either. Well, no one from our current vantage point, at any rate. Oh, no, anyway, we don't have time to ponder such things. We need to investigate this entire lot. Right over there. So, it's the bullhorn, apparently. And, I guess this? Creature feature flyer. Alright. Hey stars over Hyrule, what's up? Oh my gosh, you're like the first one here after almost 2 hours. It's been a very lonely stream today, sad to say. So thank you for stopping by. That's what the bots are doing. Yep, they're doing the same old thing. Oh yeah, this guy's dead. This could be one of the Taurosaurus's horns, could it? You're right. You've been lurking? Oh, gotcha. Well, welcome. It's good to see you here. Maybe it's a part of a prop from the movie. If it is, it must be from something pretty big, judging by the size. What's it doing on the ground here? We should ask one of the crew. Maybe they'll know. But yeah, thanks for popping on by. This horn, do you recognize it? Huh? Oh, that's part of one of the Taurosaurus's horns. It's from a model we use for promotional stuff. Where did you find it? On the ground near the side entrance. That's weird. We keep a replica of the Taurosaurus's head up on the roof of the trailer over there. And it's quite large, I assume? Oh yeah, well, not as big as the real thing, obviously, but it's still pretty big. It's just up there. See it? Right there. That really is big. Alright, now we can use logic again. We're on the final case, by the way, stars. The final case. At long last. Was he stomped on? Dented fence? Broken horn? Something heavy bump into it. Maybe the broken horn did the bumping? Both the dent in the fence and the broken horn weren't there yesterday, according to our witness, which leads me to wonder. Wait, you think that giant Taurosaurus head could have... I do. I think it could have rolled off the trailer roof and landed in the lot below. It seems more than possible, and it also means... I guess the head. But I better save just in case. Just in case I get it wrong. Alright. Stomped on Taurus's head, maybe.
There's no sign of a murder weapon anywhere. Oh yeah, there isn't. Now this is still only a possibility, but if the Taurosaurus head somehow fell from the roof up there, yeah, that could kill somebody for sure. Miss Nichols, would you mind if we took a look up on the roof of the trailer? Want to go up there? Sure, I don't see why not. Knock yourselves out. Oh, but don't do that literally. The steps can be kind of slippy. All right, I'm done here. I found out what I need to know for now. What might that be, I wonder? The boy. The mysterious boy that we've kept seeing. Move, old man. Move, old man. What did you say to me? You need to learn some manners, kid. Milk? No, you need to learn it when you're in the way. Quit whining and get out of here. What the? I'm so sorry about him. Sean, apologize to the nice man. Tch. Come on, Sean, you know you can't speak to people like that. Whatever. Who the heck was he? A policeman, that's who. Why would you antagonize him like that? Grrr. Heh, I thought there was going to be trouble for a second there. I don't think I've ever seen anybody stand up to Agent Lang like that. Oh, let me introduce you all. Everybody, this is Sean Fenn. Sean Fenn. He's the star of the movie we're making. The star? This little boy? Hi there, I'm Kay Faraday. It's great to meet you. Sean, this is Miles Edgeworth. He's a prosecutor. A prosecutor? That's right, and a pretty famous one at that. If he's a prosecutor, where's his badge? Yeah, he certainly doesn't pull any punches. Oh, heh. You, might not want to get too close, Sean. That's the guy I killed. Wait, what? She's right, it's no sight for a child. But he's involved in all this nonetheless. I need to speak with him. Alright, kid. What did you do? Did you do the kill the body? It was Sean, wasn't it? You mind if I ask you some questions? Are you really a prosecutor? You just don't look like an old guy to me. I am. Old guy. Charmed, I'm sure. Badge first, then we talk. I don't have my badge right now. Then how do you expect people to believe you're a prosecutor? Nah. Well, he's not the friendliest, huh? You want me to try talking to him? Why not? I doubt it can hurt. I never was good with children. So you're an actor, right, Sean? Yeah, so what? That's amazing. You're so cool. It's not that big of a deal. Heh, Kay's approach sure seems to be having an effect. So, those horns are of yours. Yeah, what about them? Oh, those? The makeup department made them. This character he plays has a special psychic link with Taurosaurus, and the horns allow him to communicate with his giant friend. Isn't that right, Sean? Just shut up, will you? I don't need to know all that stuff. Oh, sorry. Well, the power dynamic here seems pretty obvious. Still, that's kind of amazing, huh? The lead character in a movie? While you're still in elementary school? That's crazy. Oh. Sean's actually 13. He just looks a little younger. What? But look at him. He's so little and cute. And the backpack. I just thought... The backpack's part of his costume. He's playing a role, remember? Yeah, I guess he is, huh? But he is kinda small, you have to admit. Oh, we try not to talk about that too much in front of him. I said stop telling people stuff they don't need to know. I'm sorry. So it's all part of the role, except for the carton of milk, maybe? He's trying to get big. President Wang. The dead guy? That's the president, right? Yeah, you knew him? A little. I met him once. He's meeting with presidents now? Feh. That was a real piece of work. Hey, you can't say that. It's not nice. What was so bad about him anyway? Huh? Don't want to talk about it? Fine, I guess. President Wang was working with us on the movie. Working with you? How exactly? He had a part, just a cameo, nothing big. So we came to look around the set one time. That would have been when Sean met him. Why put the president in your movie? We heard he was a huge fan of the original Taurosaurus, so the studio offered him a little role. They figured it would be good PR. Last thing I need is amateurs on my set. I told you before, Sean, you can't talk about people like that. And I told you to shut your mouth. I guess he's none too thrilled about the idea of performing alongside non-professionals. Oh, here. What's this? Oh, wait, from yesterday. A photograph? Yeah, I just got them printed. You can keep it if you want. Well, wow, it's such a great picture. And you brought it specially for me? That's so kind. Thank you. No, I just happen to have a spare. That's all. I hope you don't mind me asking, but can we take a look too? Oh, sure. Here. So it was taken yesterday. No footprints, and certainly no body. You reported your bot, but you can't ban them, unfortunately. Aw, well, thank you, Stars Over Hyrule. Gotta take down these creeps, right? These bot creep jerk faces. I'm gonna present the photo. That'll show you. Taurosaurus is just a movie character. How did he wind up involved in a murder? That's exactly what I'd like you to help us figure out. Heh, then give me a reason to, old man. I'm trying here, Sean. How about some delicious candy, huh? I bet you'd like that, wouldn't you? Seriously? I'm not 5 years old. Bah, the old candy gambit usually works like a charm. So near and yet so far. You weren't near at all. What's this? If you're trying to bribe your way out onto the movie, it's not going to work. That's not what I was trying to do at all. Huh? So, how would I get a part in the movie? Okay, save it for another time, please. Yeah, we do. We do. And we'll just keep on presenting, just in case there's a thing. What's this? It's a monster footprint. That's what it is. Hey kid, did you write this bloody letter? He didn't write the bloody letter. I am stunned. I could have sworn he did. Well, that's the end of that. We're kind of out of options here. Again. Maybe we'll connect the dots again. Connect the pieces, connect the dots. Unless we got to examine the body again. Okay. Just making sure. So... Oh, there's only one? Well, what am I missing? What the heck, guys? What the heck am I even doing with the missing right now? Maybe she has to... Whoops. Actually, would you mind coming up there with us? Oh, sure. After you. So this is the mighty Taurosaurus. Huh? He looks different from before. Here, he's way cooler on the flyer. What's with the weird nose ring on this model? Oh, I forgot. You two aren't Taurosaurus fans. This is the original Taurosaurus design from 12 years back. Huh? So, what's the one on the flyer? That's the all-new Taurosaurus. They gave him a makeover specifically for the movie. He looks so much more contemporary now, don't you think? A makeover? He's totally different. This one's... it's just... a cow. Well, he is just a cow. Or at least he was originally based on a cow. He's a monstrosity. Moonstrosity? Yeah, the cow's man's best friend, reimagined as a terrifying monster. Totally makes you think about our whole relationship with nature, right? That was the original concept.
I think the concept might be a little lost on me. Me too, I'm afraid. Must scour this internet and inspect anything that catches my attention. How about the monster? The model was made for promotional events, stuff like that, so people would remember the old Taurosaurus and realize that this was a robot. Yeah, he does look different. People might not get it otherwise. Just as we thought, his horn is broken. So, the model really is what killed the president? I think it's a distinct possibility, but there's one thing I don't quite understand. What's that? Miss Nichols, the model looks very heavy. How do you move it around? Oh, it comes apart. If you know the trick, it's not so hard. But I guess if you didn't, you might struggle to figure it out. If you happen not to be a member of the cast or crew, for example. Once it's in pieces, could one person move it? Oh yeah, even I could. Maybe not very fast, but I could. Okay. Sure, I remember that face from somewhere. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth. I know this cow. Funny, I was just thinking the same thing. We know it from the president's plane, of course. And from the auction. So President Wang's plushie was a soft toy version of the original Taurosaurus. Can this really be just a coincidence? Everything is connected, guys. Everything's connected somehow. Alright, guess that's everything here. Yeah, I think I could probably throw that little baby over my shoulder and carry it out of here. You're not thinking of stealing it, are you? Okay. No, I was thinking I could just carry it around with me. Then every time you shout, "Objection," I can light you up with it and make you look super cool. I can picture it now. You look amazing. Well, do I get the job? When do I start? Hopefully never. Ha ha ha. It's a wooden table, sadly collapsed. Parts of it are badly scorched. That's weird. The head shouldn't be on the table. But the legs are broken. Guess Taurosaurus isn't going back on there now. The scorch marks looks particularly bad where the legs snapped off. I think there might have been a fire up here. Do you think that's what happened to the legs? Yes, and when the fire had burned through the legs, the table would have collapsed, and the head would have fallen down into the ground below. You're right, the fire caused the head to fall. Indeed, and I also happen to have an idea about how the fire may have started. Those cans of paint thinner by the heater are pretty flammable. Not a great place to keep them. Oh, you're right. I'm sorry. I'll make sure somebody moves them. But the stove didn't get used yesterday. Not while I was here, anyway. Which makes the question of what could have started the fire all the more interesting. What caused the fire, guys? Alright, I think that just about wraps up our preliminary investigations. So he was killed by... yes, by a falling Taurosaurus head. At least that seems the most likely explanation for now. It came down right on top of him, huh? Uh-oh. Well, they took their time, but here they are. Police, bodyguards, the whole gang. Mr. President! It's a little late for that, don't you think? Curses! Who did this? Whoever it was made a big mistake. But I promise you this, they'll pay. I'm on their trail already. What? What do you mean? Our president may have been murdered, but that doesn't mean that extraterritoriality applies. The local police have jurisdiction. Luckily, I know the right people to talk to. And I just got myself sickened into the case. Lowly one-man outfit or not, I'll be working this one. It sounds like you already have an idea of where you'd like to focus your inquiries. More than that, I've already caught scent of my prey. Take a look at this. It's a printout from a security camera on the viewing platform at the top of the big building. Oh no, it's her. People are gonna think it's her. That's... It's pointed at the elevator that leads into the roof, so it records everybody who goes up there. And in this particular case, it recorded the president and his murderer clear as day. But what was Judge Gavelle doing there? He's saying he suspects her of the murder? Mr. Edgeworth, I entrust my offering to the goddess to you, so that you may use it to call her final judgment unto the excelsis winner. But murder goes against everything she believes in.
Doodaloo. Agent Lang, perhaps you could explain your thinking on the matter a little further.
I heard a little rumor while I was over at the big building. It was about you, Edgeworth. You're not a prosecutor anymore, are you? Which means you don't have jurisdiction here. But you want to cross-examine me while I explain my thinking? Why would I agree to that? Curses.
Hey, don't be like that. You were the one who was just talking about being a lonely one-man outfit.
You know what? Maybe it should be you explaining your thinking to me. How come even though you're not a prosecutor, you're still sticking your nose into this case?
It's a valid question. Why am I still here? Perhaps I can clarify this with a question of my own, Agent Lang. Why are you so desperate to catch the person who murdered President Wang? Because above all else, you're an investigator, correct?
I'm desperate to catch a certain somebody myself. A person who orchestrated a murder at the big building yesterday. A person who put Kay's freedom in jeopardy, who put her in grave danger. That person is out there somewhere right now, lurking in the shadows, laughing. And until I uncover the truth and make that person pay... Doesn't matter if I'm a prosecutor anymore. I'll keep fighting. Find the truth, and don't give up until you do. That's a rule I live by. Ha 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 ha! Pseh. You may have the look of a smart guy, but you're a fool just like the rest of us. A fool? How dare you? That was just what I needed to hear. Fine, you're in. I've lost my minions and you've lost your fancy title, but it seems neither of us is prepared to give up on this investigation. Now, seeing as we're both so stubborn, how about we go head-to-head and thrash out the details? I'd be honored. But be warned, I won't be going easy on you. I have an assassin to catch. Not even you're going to get in the way of that.
Of course, I would expect no less.
Let me show you the truth I tore from this case with my bare fangs.
Well, here we go.
Alright, so this judge friend of yours met the president up on the roof. And then she pushed him, and he landed right here. This all happened the night before the last. People had all been cleared from the viewing platform, so it's just the two of them up there. That pretty much sums it up, no doubt about it. She killed the president.
They were there completely alone, no bodyguards.
None. I checked. His security detail had no idea he even went up there. He must have gone in secret. Maybe it was a conversation they didn't want anybody to hear.
But what kind of conversation? How were the two of them even connected?
Seems the president spoke to the owner of the building ahead of time. He had him set aside the viewing platform just for the two of them. And it was the president asking. I guess the guy wasn't about to refuse.
So the last person to see the president alive really could have been...
Yep, Gavel. Did you see her name was? Her.
His argument certainly isn't completely without merit, but I notice at least one glaring hole in his reasoning. That's where I'll need to focus my counterattack.
Alright, so this judge friend of yours met the president up on the roof, correct?
Hold it!
How can you say for certain that the two really met?
Heh, so the plan is to come in swinging, huh? I've seen worse approaches. Dominate the battlefield, counter your opponent's every move. It's a tried and tested strategy.
And not what I was intending at all.
But the battle has barely even begun, Mr. Prosecutor, so shut up and buckle up. And then she pushed him, and he landed right here. This all happened the night before last.
Hold it!
The night before last? How can you be so sure of that?
Pah, if you're not sure, take another look. Take as many as you need. This picture is from the camera up on the viewing platform, like I said. And the camera doesn't lie. That's from 2 nights ago.
You have a picture of them both entering the rooftop area? But nothing from after that point, I assume.
No, there's only one camera, and it's pointed at the elevator. You can't see the viewpoint platform itself still. This is where the murder happened, I'm sure of it.
The president really was killed 2 nights ago. and his body would have been here in the lot the whole time.
Taking a little moment there, Mr. Prosecutor.
We'll save it. I'm not done explaining.
Not even close. The people had all been cleared from the viewing platform, so it was just the two of them up there.
Hold it!
It's entirely possible that somebody else was up there, surely.
Yeah, what about the cotton candy stand?
The good old not so fast. The owner of the building received a request from the president himself to clear the area. He knew there'd be serious trouble if he messed up, so he went to work as quick as he could. They cleared everybody out, and I mean everybody, including your stupid cotton candy seller.
So it's stupid?
That's mean. Still, it wasn't enough. If it had been, the president wouldn't be lying here now. That pretty much sums it up, no doubt about it. She killed the president.
Hold it!
No doubt about it. Are you certain of that?
Pah, of course I am. The place, the time, everything points to the woman in the picture.
The place and time? Interesting. Agent Lang seems to believe that the president wound up in a certain place at a certain time, and yet, yes, I think I'm starting to see the problem here. There's at least one major point he's overlooking. That's where I'll need to focus my counterattack. I don't know what that is, though. So chances are it'll be guide time. What is it? What is the thing? Big building. The forged letter, maybe? 'Cause there were people up there. Hey, Nicholas! How you doing? What's up? How's life treating ya? How have you been? Maybe this.
Yeah. I think it's guide time, guys.
I'll do the
Presenting of evidence. Are you the first?
No, definitely not this time, Nicholas. Sorry. But how have you been, though?
How was your day?
Whoops. Did I do this?
Seriously? You're doing good.
I'm glad you're doing good. I'm glad you're surviving. I know. I know, game. Alright. We'll keep on going.
Yeah, once again, I wish someone that knew this game could help me out.
But sadly, there is no one here like that. Oh, there's a 3? There's a third long message I have to read? That's annoying.
And I can't skip this dialogue either.
Alright, so... boom! It's this. You just finished your school. Yay! Happy finished school day. Hopefully your school day was good today. And not crazy.
Yeah, I have no idea, guys. I truly have no idea.
I'll be using a guide, something tells me, throughout this entire case. And finally, the letter! And that's the end of that.
Alright. To the guide I go, guys. To the guide I go. Scroll down, scroll down, scroll down. presents the behind-the-scenes photo. What just happened? Load game, please. What are we doing here? I did not save. I did not save. I know I didn't save. Okay. And then she pushed him and landed right here, and all of this happened the night before last. Present the behind-the-scenes photo. This? So why is it not this? Or why is this the answer? I don't know. Shilong Lang, former star agent of Interpol. How the mighty have fallen. What? Take a look at this picture. It's a behind-the-scenes shot of some of the cast and crew. Look at those smiles. Well, maybe not Sean's, but you know what I mean. And it was taken only yesterday. What? If Judge Gavelle really did kill President Wang the night before last, the body would have been clearly visible in the background of this picture. What? I didn't know it was taken the time of the thing. Eh? Perhaps you should have taken a little more time to speak with those involved. After all, thorough witness interviews form the basis of any good investigation, as you should know. Huh, I don't think I've ever seen you so happy, Mr. Edgeworth. Really do love backing your opponent into a corner, huh? Pah, fine, you got me. I must say it's been a while. I almost missed it. Perhaps if you try to stay a little calmer while conducting your investigations in the future? Don't push your luck, Edgeworth. Langzy says, the righteous anger of a wolf lasts 100 years. Won't be calming down anytime soon, not until we've caught the president's killer. I want the same thing, we all do. Nonetheless, the body appeared last night, you have to accept that now. And there's one other thing you'll need to accept. The president didn't die from a fall. That's right, he was crushed by the falling head of a giant monster. The incident occurred here on the movie set, not at the top of the big building. Says you, but that's just your theory. I'm not about to give up all my own because of it. But it's literally can't have happened the night before last. We just proved that with this picture. Did you? What if? What if your friend Gavelle pushed the president off the big building the night before last, and it came down here to the movie set and hid the body somewhere? Here? But where? There's all kinds of stuff down here. Costumes, equipment, you could hide it anywhere. And then come back a day later, last night in other words, and take it out again. We just need to check the lot for trace evidence. We'll soon find where she put it. There won't be any need for that. What? This piece of evidence proves that Judge Gavelle can't have hidden the body. Again? No idea. Present the movie set locks. That wouldn't stop someone, though. She could just climb it. Climb the wall.
Take that!
Both entrances to this lot were locked, and we already know that the chain on the side gate was cut only last night. Grrr. Judge Gavelle had no way of getting in here to hide the body the night before last. Grrr. But the murder has to have happened 2 nights ago. Why are you so set on believing that? Because, if you remember, that picture was a printout from a video, and there was more. There's a footage from a few dozen minutes after your friend went up to the roof with the president. Shows her heading back into the elevator alone. You know what there's no footage of? The president himself leaving the roof. There's no other way he could have gotten down from the top of the building that night. Unless he was pushed by Gavelle. You say the president was never observed returning from the viewing platform. Yeah, the camera was pointing at the elevator door the whole time. If anybody else had come up or down, it would have been on the stage. In other words, the presence of the camera ensured that nobody could have left unnoticed. I see. That's not good news for Judge Gavelle. Doodaloo. Vanishing from a rooftop hundreds of feet in the air? Yeah, that's a tricky one, alright. Indeed. Even the Yatagarasu can't actually fly. Well, not yet anyhow. Just need a little more practice.
Please don't tell me you think you can learn. Ho 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 ho. Oh, fudge. There's footage from a few dozen minutes after your friend went up on the roof with the president.
Hold it!
A few dozen minutes? That's awfully vague. The exact length of time doesn't matter. Not anymore, anyway. What matters is what she did after that. And what was that exactly? Perhaps you'd care to elaborate? Heh. Oh, I mean to, believe me. It shows her heading back into the elevator alone.
Hold it!
So she was alone when she went back down in the elevator. You're sure of that? I'm certain. Like I said, there's footage from a little while after they went up to the roof. Footage of Gavel recorded by the camera that points at the elevator door. And she was getting back into the elevator, just her. Saw it with my own eyes. 2 eyes. I was almost certain that Judge Gavel did indeed get back into the elevator alone. How would he be so sure of himself otherwise? Gah, it's so weird, right? Like, completely alone? Not even her pal, the Goddess of Justice, was there? I doubt the presence of an invisible entity would have swung things either way. What? No fair, poor Goddess of Justice. I feel like I should light a candle for her and say a little prayer. If we could return to the matter at hand, Agent Lang, you don't think there's any possibility the President could have taken the elevator at some later point? No, I considered it, but... You know what there's no footage of? The President himself leaving that roof.
Hold it!
And just to be thorough, the camera had no blind spots, and it was functioning normally. You're trying to say it overlooked stuff like that? What do you think I am? Forgive me. As I said, I was just being thorough. It's simply my way. Pah. Whatever. The footage was clean, okay? There's no doubt about it. The President came up here in that elevator, and you never came back down. Understood. While I may question your testimony, I refrain from questioning your methods any further. Do what you want. They're both rock solid. There's no other way he could have gotten down from the top of a building that high. I might have another idea. I don't know what this would mean for the case, but the secret.
Objection!
Actually, there was another way. Apart from the elevator? What do you mean? But you're not about to tell me he flew? He didn't need to. It was much simpler than that. Assuming the President knew what we know, of course. Namely that the big building is a hidden 51st floor. What? That's right, a hidden floor, with the hidden entrance on the rooftop. If he left that way, he wouldn't have needed to ride the elevator. What? But you said it was hidden, right? That it was a secret? How would the President even know about that? About it? It's an interesting question, and one I don't have an answer to just yet. For now, this is just a theory. So what are we talking about exactly? What is this hidden floor of yours? Sounds like the kind of place your little ninja friend would happily spend time in. No, I hate it there. Don't make me go back. Unfortunately, Kay's memories of it are far from happy. There's a secret storeroom up there where they keep lots of the lots for an underground auction. The whole sordid scheme was uncovered just yesterday. An underground auction? What the heck are you trying to say? The President Wang was involved somehow? Don't have any proof, but I certainly think it's a possibility. Yeah, based on what we've seen of him, he totally seems the type. Aroo! Eek! He'd never do that. Not the President. Illegal underground auctions? No, he'd have nothing to do with it. Nothing! What? What's gotten into him? Hope you two are feeling lucky. Because when people start saying stuff like that, I start biting. Eek! Huh. She ran away. You know nothing, neither of you. You have no idea how much the people love him, how well respected he is. Is that really true? I guess we know what lurks behind that seemingly respectable public face, but the people of Zhengfa clearly don't. Wonder if I should tell him the truth about his beloved president. No, what good would it do? It wouldn't only upset him more. Forgive me, Agent Lang, I didn't mean to upset you. We spoke out of turn, both of us. I can only apologize. Apology accepted, and reciprocated. Sorry I got carried away. It's alright, Kay. You can come out now. Sorry. It's fine. It's not you I'm upset with. It's the animal who killed the president.
Well, ain't you just a fine figure of a man? All patriotic and such. Gotta tip your hat to that sort of thing.
Pah, what are you talking about?
Well, I got good news for you, Mr. Patriot. Real good news.
What?
Ain't no way in heck your pal the president moseyed on downstairs via 51.
Really?
I was hunkered down in that there storeroom the whole dang time. Eyes peeled like oranges.
Of course. She would have already snuck in by that point. Well, there we go. Thanks. That's very useful to know. Well, Mr. Prosecutor.
What?
Guess my theory still stands, which means I'm not budging an inch. Nobody saw the president after he met with Gavel 2 nights ago. That's a fact.
But it's also a fact that the body appeared only last night. How could the president have fallen from the roof 2 nights ago and only have been found today? That seems a little slow as falls go, wouldn't you say?
Sure, there are questions that still need answering. I'll give you that.
Then I guess there's just one thing we can both agree on. Oh yeah? What's that?
The question of exactly what happened here yesterday will require further investigation.
Yeah, I guess we all know for sure that the body and the footprints appeared during the night.
Agent Lang, would like to hand the body off to the coroner if you don't mind. Fine, he's all yours. Just take care of him, okay?
Oh, one last thing.
What?
We found footprints near the body. I mean, footprints in the footprint, if you will. Little ones in the, big one.
Human footprints in the monster print? Interesting. And what kind of prints?
Sir, they were child's footprints, about the size of your average elementary school kid.
What?
Huh? Elementary school? No, it couldn't be.
What now?
Miss Nichols? Oh, I didn't mean to butt in. Sorry. Was there something you wanted to say? What's she so scared of? There's something I have to tell you. You'll probably think it was pretty awful of me, but I killed him. I'm sure it's nothing you need to be quite so nervous about.
Well, what is it?
Last night, I came here.
What?
Eek!
You mean you came back to the set? Why?
Well, I was worried about him, so I came back to check. Check on Sean, I mean.
Sean, the boy? Makes sense.
Yes, you see, he stayed behind on his own last night to rehearse. Wow, he really takes the job seriously, huh? Well, this movie is his first lead role, and he's trying so hard to make it perfect.
So she might have seen what happened last night.
Around what time was this? Let's see, it was already after 10, I think. It looked like it might be about to rain, so I got a little worried and came down. And when I got here, well...
You saw something, didn't you?
Yes. Sean was there on his own running his lines. And towering above him there was this long, like really, really long neck.
Neck?
Yes, with skin like an enormous worm. It was like a dinosaur. Hoo-wee, you mean, it must be. Gordy, good old Gordy. You done gave me the slip last time, you slimy old lizard, but I got you now. What? Oh, Gordy's involved too? Yeah, I think he might be. I was as surprised as you are. Although, I guess Sean was practicing being a kid who can communicate with monsters. Hot dang, you're right. He could have been communicating for real with them little horned doohickeys of his. Right, but it seemed more like he was kind of looking up and talking right to him. It was like they were friends. It was pretty weird, right? Dang tootin', it's weird. Weirder than a mustache on a mule. How could he cheat on his best monster pal like that? I fear movies and reality might be getting a little mixed up here.
And you're absolutely certain that's what you saw?
Oh yes, but only for a moment. I was so shocked I just turned and ran.
Well, how about that, Mr. Prosecutor? Another mysterious beast to contend with.
Don't tell me you believe this nonsense, Agent Lang.
Ha 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 ha. The monster angle's neither here nor there. But I think we have a pretty good idea now who we need to speak to next.
Young Mr. Fenn. If he really was here last night, then there's a good chance he saw something.
My thoughts exactly. The prosecution calls Sean Fenn to the stand.
Sean ran off just a moment ago.
What?
We need to get after him.
Freaking Sean. What are you up to, kiddo? Gah, where the heck did he go?
Maybe he just went home. You're right. They won't be doing any filming today after all.
Sure, or maybe he went on the lab.
Nah, you're just overthinking things, Shirley. He's a child, Agent Lang. There's no way he killed the president. Not on his own.
And who said he was on his own, huh? Maybe a monster gave him a hand? Maybe he summoned one of his creature feature pals to help him?
Yes, very funny.
I'm not saying the kid did it, not for sure anyway. Not yet. But he's our most important witness right now, and we need to find him.
Gumshoe! He's alive! I mean, I knew he wasn't dead, but still, he's alive!
But Mr. Edgeworth!
Hey, it's Gummy!
Oh, gah!
He ran away. What was that? What was that about?
Peh, well, it just goes to show that your police force can't be trusted.
Are you saying you intend to continue investigating the president's murder alone?
Yeah, so what?
Well, last time we met you had about 800 other agents helping you.
Sure, but I told you, I'm a lone wolf now. You got a problem with that? I don't need lackeys, and I don't need friends. All I need are these fangs right here. Keeps things nice and simple.
No lackeys, no friends.
Anyway, catch you both around.
Things just done got interesting. And it sounds like I got my work cut out for me. 2 big beasties on the prowl? Hoo-wee! It's raining scoops. If I don't catch at least one, I ain't no shutterbug worthy of the name. Wow. Wow. This all got kind of complicated, huh?
It did.
The Taurosaurus footprints were bad enough. Now Gordy? This might as well be a movie. Well, then we better get our monster hunting shoes on. I suppose we had... Huh? Who's that?
Who's what?
That's one of Agent Lang's old team. We've come across a few of them on previous cases, but this one's on his own.
Excuse me. Oh, Mr. Edgeworth, long time no see.
How come you're not with Agent Lang?
Shifu? He's not technically my boss anymore.
Really? What happened?
Remember that case from a month or so back?
The Yatagarasu case. How could we forget? He made kind of a big mistake in there.
It's kind of a big mistake there. Came about as close to aiding and abetting a serious criminal as you can come and still keep your job.
Indeed. I guess that was pretty close. Well, being Shifu, we took full responsibility, so they disbanded our team. Wow, that's harsh. But it explains why he's now a lone wolf, as he puts it. So, what are you doing here?
Well, to tell you the truth, I was worried about him.
I think he's been chasing ghosts. Ghosts from 12 years ago, to be precise. 12 years ago? What does that mean?
Sorry, but I already said too much. I better be on my way.
Ghosts. These ghosts of Agent Lang's. Could they have something to do with the case we're currently investigating? Well, looks like everybody left except us. What do we do now? Good question. This heart went off monster hunting, and I guess Agent Lang is busy tracking down... Whoa! Hey, Captain Chips, what's up?
Late, how's it? Thank you for the subby sub. Oh boy, Captain Chips, you have missed a lot.
We're in case 5 now. Yay! Perhaps we should try investigating another angle. What kind of another angle? Somebody needs to get Judge Gavel's side of the story. Oh yeah, you're right. What did she say again? Shockingly, Captain Chips, the one guy, the winner person with the big beard, he was the murderer of Case 4. And, guess how much time has passed since that case? Please forgive me, but I had better be on my way. I am to preside over the trial of Fifi Lagarde in a bit. A few months? Nope, not a few months. Try a few minutes. This case began when they walked right out the door. So Edgeworth got no time. I guess the trial will be beginning right about now. Indeed, I think we better head down to the courthouse, don't you? All right, let's go. To be continued. Suddenly, our good girl has her memory back. Yep. The person who was killed, by the way, is someone that we know. Also, by the way. This is weird. The person who was murdered is sadly, this guy. The president of Zangfa, that was in the first case. He's dead. And, Lotta's here. Lang's here, of course. That Penny Nichols girl is back. This Sean Fenn boy is here now. He has a name finally. And, yeah. Things are crazy. Things are crazy. And now we're back in court. Is the defense ready to proceed? Oh, this is a weird angle. This is very strange. Also, I so desperately want Kay and Maya to meet up. Well, Maya and Phoenix were here, actually. They were just in the background, though. Another background thing. Is the defense ready to proceed? You bet. Bring it on, Big G. The prosecution has been ready for some time. The original attorney in this case, Rosie Ringer, was murdered. While the original prosecutor, Eustace Winner, has disappeared, so Fender and Franziska have taken over in their places. Very well, let me begin by apologizing for the delayed start to these proceedings. The crime we are here to adjudicate took place in a prison, an institution of the judiciary. What's more, the fact that the defendant was the warden of said prison carries grave implications. These two factors combined cause pre-trial preparations to take more time than usual. And then the unfortunate passing of the attorney in charge, Miss Rosie Ringer, delayed the trial yet further. But now we are ready to begin at last. Miss Fender, Miss Von Karma, or Mr. Fender, the court thanks you both for stepping in at such short notice. Hey, no sweat. Rosie was your pal, right? And this was her last case. Couldn't exactly say no, could I? You'll have to bear with me, though, gang. Didn't exactly get a ton of time to read the paperwork. How about you, Fran? Everything cool over on your side? It's hardly ideal for the prosecutor in charge of the case to have run off and abandon it. But justice can't sit around waiting for him to grow a spine. The evidence has just been handed to me, so yes, I'm ready. Thank you both. Very well. Bring the accused Miss Fifi Lagarde to the stand. And she's back. Another weird angle this is. I invite the prosecution to make its opening statement. Alright, the accused was... Let me stop you right there, darling. What is it, Miss Lagarde? Oh, I was just wondering if you could tell me something. That something being why on earth I'm here. Perhaps the opening statements will clarify that for you. But will they, dear? Really? Fine, carry on if you must. I fully intend to, if you can stay quiet for one moment. The murder in question happened at the prison where Miss Lagarde worked as warden. Excuse me. The victim, one Bronco Knight, was being held in the detention center, but the prosecution's case will show that Miss Lagarde, took him from the holding cells and murdered him. And she did so with this knife. Huh? Is something the matter, Miss Von Karma? How can that... No! The evidence! What gives, Fran? Everything okay? The murder weapon! It's not here! And neither is Bowden Harma's Canis' chisel. What? Say it ain't so! Silence, silence! Miss Von Karma, explain yourself. I wish I could, Your Honor. No murder weapon, Then what exactly are we all doing here? Really, darling, you shouldn't volunteer to prosecute a case if you can't even keep the evidence safe. I can only work with what the previous prosecutor gave me. Little boy winner strikes again. Hey, gee. What is it, Mr. Fender? Guess we know where this is going, huh? Let's kick this one down the road a little further, shall we? The court hereby denies the defense's request. What? Don't be like that. What's the dealio? She's absolutely right, of course. We simply can't have any more delays. Let's get on and show everybody how wonderfully innocent I am, shall we?
Objection!
Innocent? I'll thank you to take this seriously. Oh, but I am, darling, and you don't have any evidence. You just said so yourself. In the courtroom, evidence is everything. Haven't I heard that somewhere before? And without any, you can't charge me with anything. Isn't that right, Verity, darling? It is. What? What? Without the items in question, the prosecution's case against the defendant cannot proceed. As such, this court hereby declares the accused Fifi Lagarde not guilty.
Objection!
Whoa, 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 hold the phone there, hasty pants. You can't go dropping a verdict just like that. Forgive me, but why is the defense objecting to its client being acquitted? Don't be cute, kiddo. You know as well as I do that little Miss Warden over there is guilty as all heck. And as for the murder weapon, you were right there when we found it. Mr. Fender, it is incumbent upon this court to see that fair judgment is afforded to all. And as the instrument of the court, I cannot allow any experiences or opinions to interfere with my work. You must think of the Judge Gavel who was present when the murder weapon was found. And the Judge Gavel you see before you in the courtroom today are two entirely different people. Gee, you're killing me here. I have no choice but to pass judgment based on the evidence available. And we have that evidence, just not here. Give me some time, just a little. I'll find it, I swear to you. The prosecution hereby requests a recess. Oh, yeah, the defense does that too. Come on, Your Honor, don't do us like this. Very well. The court accepts the request. Really, Verity? You won't help anybody bowing to pressure like that, you know? There will be a 15-minute recess. Suggest that both the prosecution and the defense use the time well. Understood. Phew, saved by the bell, huh? Very well, we will reconvene in 15 minutes. What a weird court case this is, huh? But we did totally find that knife, didn't we, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, of course we did. Huh? What's the matter, Detective? It's the metal detector, sir. It's, reacting to the alligator. What? How? The metal detector was reacting to something inside her after all. Your Honor, I'd like to remind you of this piece of evidence. The chisel? Didn't we just figure out that it isn't the murder weapon? You might recall that Mr. Canis had hid this chisel in his dog's mouth. Would you believe that the real murder weapon was hidden in much the same way? That's right. The murder weapon is inside the alligator in that pond over there. So did somebody steal it, or what? Mr. Edgeworth! Oh. Oh my gosh, all the players are coming back. Miss Barry, Mr. Saint, are you here to watch a trial? Yeah, we heard it was going to be a real fun show. Do you know where we need to go? It's the trial for the case I was nearly convicted for. It should be starting any minute now. We were late because of practice, but it's somewhere around here, right? Simeon, there's kind of a problem. They lost some evidence, the knife and the chisel. So they called a recess and kicked us all out of the courtroom. Well, what? But no, they can't. Hee hee. They're not going to arrest you again, are they? Eek, don't say that. No, 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 no. Gee, I forgot how easy it was to upset you. Huh? How dare he embarrass me like that? Speaking of easy to upset, Francina, Franderella, chill, okay? Just chill. Come on, put the whip away. That's it. That's it. That idiot of a so-called prosecutor. Oh, I'll find him and I'll make him eat whip for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Eep. Milester, you gotta calm her down. Kid's gone cuckoo. I guess I'd better at least try. Alright. Well, it's been a while since we've been here, guys. Where are you going, Mr. Edgeworth? Oh, nowhere. I was just looking at the doors here. I get it. Basic thief work, right? Making sure you know where all the exits are. If you're angling for position as the Yatagarasu's assistant, just say the word. Seeing as it's you, I'll let you skip the written test and the practice. Basically, the job is yours. Thank you. It's very kind thought. Oh, it's you. Good morning, Mr. Ex-Prosecutor. Franziska. You shouldn't be here, you know. You're not in the right line of work anymore. You should be at home planning whatever it is you mean to do with the rest of your life. What are you going to do, Franziska? You only have 15 minutes. Arrgh, don't you think I don't? I know that. And wipe that infuriatingly reasonable look off your face. You're like a news anchor calmly reading the news or something. It's utterly exasperating. It's probably better that I don't rise to that. Ho 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 ho. I never imagined you would be the one prosecuting this case, Franziska. Nor did I. But what a case. The murder of a presidential bodyguard, and by the warden of a prison, no less. The murder weapon was properly entered into evidence and everything. And yet, when you went to present the knife to the court, it wasn't there. That's imbecile. Not only did he abandon his case, he made me look like a total fool. Nyah! The next time I see that little coward, I'll whip him into a shape if it's the last thing I do. You go ahead and do that, but quit taking it out on the people around him. Present then? Unless we talk to more people. Okay, Meister, so you got the old memory back, huh? Sure did. I'm me again. You had me worried 6 weeks till Sunday. Not that other K wasn't a blast too. Anyway, welcome back, kiddo. Bring it in. No. We need to be thinking about this trial right now, okay? Yeah, guess things did go pretty pear-shaped in there, huh? We need to dig up this missing evidence, lickety-split. But we can't count on them putting the trial on hold much longer. Yeah, it's a stumper, alright. Only some kind of soul would offer to go find it for us. That's an expected look if I ever saw one. Miles Edgeworth. Can't help but notice you still haven't asked for your prosecutor's badge back, bucko. Finally decided to come walk the path of righteousness with me and your old man, huh? The committee has my badge, that much is true. But I haven't given it up just yet. I'm still not ready to walk in my father's footsteps. No? Well, it's not like there's a deadline. You do you for as long as you need. The old family office will be waiting to welcome you with open arms when you're done. Thank you, Fender. Yeah, if only somebody would go sniff out that evidence for us. Where's Missalette? Fine, we'll do it. Way to go, Milesio. You're sure? I'll do what I can, but that might not be much in 15 minutes. Fran and me will buy you as much time as we can, okay? G won't be banging that hammer of hers until you made it back with the goods, I promise. Thank you. I'll be counting on you, Fender. And you, Franziska? How does that sound? What makes you think I'd accept your help? How about some advice instead? Do you seriously consider a new career as a news anchor? Come on, Fran. Clock's a tick-tocking here. Time to step up to the plate. Alright, fine. We will stall the trial for as long as we can. But you'd better get your ex-prosecutor behind in gear. You know, I quite like having you run errands for me. Maybe that could be your new career instead. I'm glad you're on board. I can help too. I don't want to be arrested again. Oh, that sounds fun. Can I play? Alright, that would be very helpful of you both. Very well. Where shall we begin? I think we need to go speak to a certain somebody, don't you? Who will we need to speak to in order to find out where the evidence went? Cool. Be right back, guys. This was kind of out of the blue, so yep, I have no idea. No, who should ask the evidence? Okay. I had no idea it would be him because he's kind of missing right now.
Take that!
That's right. The supposed custodian of the evidence in question, Eustace Winner. Oh, the new prosecutor guy? Okay, we're on it. Thank you, Mr. Saint. Alrighty then. Think we'd better huddle and talk tactics, huh, Fran? Just the two of us. Ow! Don't keep me waiting, Miles Edgeworth. I'll try not to. We'll be back as soon as we can. Oh, Franny Poo, wait up now. Alright, we need to find Mr. Winner, and fast. But first... Whoa! Judge Cavell. Mr. Edgeworth, a pleasure as always. A pleasure? How is this a pleasure? What was all that about just now? Okay, stop it. But Judge Cavell knows that horrible woman is the killer. Why the heck would she... Evidence is the only language that the goddess of justice understands. My own personal thoughts and feelings do not come into it. Is this all Judge Verity Cavell is? You may believe my way of thinking to be heartless, but it is my way. And to be this hard and unforgiving, there's something I'd like to ask you if you don't mind. Please go ahead. What were you doing on the roof of the big building 2 nights ago? The roof? You met the president up there, didn't you? We've seen security footage of the two of you. And is there something wrong with that? Only that his body was discovered this morning, right next to the very same building. What? I think you understand what I'm getting at. You're considered a suspect. What happened between the two of you? Nothing. We simply talked for a few minutes, and when we were done, I left. I took the elevator back downstairs alone. That much we know to be true. At least, as I've said, we've seen the footage. And what business do you have with the leader of a foreign power? I'm not at liberty to say. I see. Well, I'm not at liberty to leave until I have answers. In which case, there's only one thing for it. She's hiding something, and I have to get it out of her. Great. There's not enough time for a chess match, though. Judge Cavell met with the president of Zangfa the night before last. Oh boy. Yes, I admit it. We met on the roof of the big building. But it was simply to discuss professional matters. Matters that I am not obliged to discuss with you. I'm clearly going to have to work hard to get past her professional defenses. If she puts up too impenetrable of a facade, I'd probably be better off biding my time. Well, engage Judgy. Yep. Engage Judgy. But, not completely engage Judgy. Mind chess, commence! Perhaps you could begin by telling us what you met with President Wayne to discuss. As I told you, professional matters which I do not intend to share with you. Welcome to It's Time for Ultima to Save-A-Lot. Sounds like whenever she's being stubborn about answering, keep your gap shut. How do I know? How do I know she's being defensive though? I'm so glad you understand. I must say, you're a very busy woman, a judge, a committee member, an occasional aid to us in the field even. Thank you. I take my professional duties very seriously. And do the duties including meeting with foreign dignitaries? Yes, of course. From time to time. The law is my life. Nothing I do falls outside the scope of my duties.
Is she being defensive here? I don't know.
The recess I called was only a short one. If you have nothing further to say, should be on my way.
Nope. She's apparently not holding back or not defending herself here.
It looks like she is, but she's not.
Your return case promised notebook to us just this morning.
Surely you can't claim that that fell within the scope of your duties.
I think you can help with this one, so lean on me a bit. Sadly, I can't, Captain Chips, because it's 3 now, and I need to stop the stream now. So, if you come here next time early, then yeah, you can definitely help me. But I need to go. The 3 o'clock mark is here, the 3-hour mark is here, and I need to get to bed and get ready for, things. Well, Harumph should be Monday. He'll be fine. Yep, Monday. Monday! What a weird place to stop the stream, guys. Right in the middle of chess. But yep, take care, everyone. This case is gonna take forever, by the way, so look forward to it. Take care. Love you all. And I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye-bye!